to compete in the air, bring that ball to ground level and give our small forwards a chance. And I must say as well that the Lions were disappointing last week, the way they just blazed long down the line far too regularly. Like any side, if you can move the ball quickly off half back and change angles, you give yourself a chance inside 50, a lot better chance. And they need to do that. The Daniel Richards, the Grant Birchells, they need to move. They have a bit of courage, get the ball moving off half back, and that brings the Charlie Camerons, who'll be high up the field, getting back to goals really quick. Link McCarthy will get some opportunities in that forward 50. And last week they only had 5 marks inside forward 50. If that's the case tonight, the Lions, they won't win.
Yeah, it's a good point, especially against the rolling zone of the Western Bulldogs. We know they love to get in line with the footy defensively. So if you can change angles, get to the open side, you might be able to get around that Western Bulldogs defence.
The positive that I think for the Lions is it was all the things that they did wrong last week that they need to fix this week. So their midfield wasn't up to standard. Obviously, Lachie Neale played a blinder. He did his absolute best. But Lyons and Zorko, they weren't up to their usual standard that they've shown this season. They also went long down the line far too often, as you said, Blackie. And it's those things that hopefully they watch the tape, they review that. Fags will have that all under wraps, and that's the things that they need to change.
What about from a Western Bulldogs perspective, Daisy? Obviously, they missed out on the double chance. They slipped the fifth. They found a bit of their mojo back in the second half against the Bombers last week. What do the Bulldogs need to do to beat the Brisbane Lions on their home deck tonight?
Yeah, well, again, it's going to be a great battle in that midfield. That's where it was won last week from the Western Bulldogs, and that was probably more weather dependent than anything, really. The rain came, they had to roll the sleeves up, they had to be tough, they had to get dirty. So whether or not that becomes them getting their mojo back on the back of that, we'll have to wait and see. But they have to get the ball from there and take field position on the lines and just pin them into their half. As Blackie said, when the D's did that really well, they had no options. They kicked long down the line. It was death by 1,000 cuts. They just went long, long, long. And eventually you get the repeat entries, the repeat inside 50s, and you get a good look at it. So for the Western Bulldogs, I think field position and territory, time in forward half is something they'll be trying to do tonight. That all comes on, in my opinion, from your ability to win the ball from the stoppages, the critical contest, take field position off that and use it smart, connect with your forwards when you're going inside.
Yeah, good call. Hey, Kate, what we love about this show, particularly the radio, is when the conversations off air should be, and then you've got to turn them into on-air conversations. And during the ad break, Simon Black, he had a bone to pick with Daisy Thomas, didn't he? He really, I've never seen Simon Black
I got scared.
fire up. I've never seen Black
apparently
fire
he's a nice guy.
in my life.
In
the ad break, didn't he get narky? Blackie, you've just got something that it's obviously been eating away at you for a long period of time. You went with it off air. We'd love for you to share to the listeners on air what's just been eating away at you over so many years.
Well, I played my 250th game at the MCG against Collingwood a long time ago now, but I was all pumped up, Joey, ready for a big night, and probably 3 minutes into the game, I went for a loose ball, and who come from the side and just cleaned me up with his knee was none other than Daisy Thomas. And he put this
you're saying it wasn't completely accidental?
No, I reckon he was trying to snipe me. Anyway, I had this golf ball size egg on the side of my head all night. I'm running around half concussed. I remember dry reaching and didn't get a kick all night. So I'm blaming bloody Daisy for it.
And what was the result in that one? Did you win or lose that game, Bucky?
I think we made a loss by maybe 80.
Any sense of remorse there, Daisy? You seem to be quite pleased, happy with that.
Yeah, well, it was a clear instruction from Mick to go and take the best player out, and we did that and we won. So as I said, back to my 10-point plan, whatever it takes.
Just off air, Blackie said he may have been concussed, and then later in the story he said, I definitely didn't get a kick. So I'd like to say that's probably confirmation that he's most likely concussed.
The only way that he didn't get a kick, exactly right. Hey, Blackie, we just got a minute to go before we head to the boys. They're going to call the socks off this one. BT's getting ready. Barry Denner, Wayne Carey, all there. But just tell us again how you're going to enjoy the night. A couple of beers, enjoying it behind the glass?
Yeah, going to relax behind the glass here. It's a magnificent night for footy guys up here. Beautiful weather today, so enjoy. It's going to be a great spectacle.
Thanks for joining us, mate. Who's your tip?
I'm going to go my Lions. I'll say 17 points.
Daisy, thanks for joining us again, mate. You're planning to go home after this?
Yeah, I can't go anywhere else, Joey, so I'll be going home. I'll be tuning in. I'll have the listener app on. I'll be listening to the boys called the Socks Off It, including your good self. I'm going to go with the Dogs by 14.
Dogs by 14. Katie?
I'm going to go the Lions by 8. Very much looking forward to this one, and I think it's going to be a great close game.
Speaking with the heart, not with the head there, Kate McCarthy, of course. Thanks for joining us.
Who's winning?
I think, this is a tough one. Brisbane by 3 points. I think it's a 50-50 game. I can't wait for it. The call team are ready to go. Huge semi-final coming up straight after this at the Gabba. Bulldogs v Brisbane. This has been Triple M Footy's preview for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
The Triple M Footy Preview. Now you can stream the footy wherever you go. Download the Listener app and select Triple M.
for green hot water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks finals footy.
This Father's Day, Triple M's giving your dad exactly what he wants.
A brand new Bugatti Veyron and matching gold Rolex.
Okay, you might want to set your expectations a bit lower than that. Triple M's top 50 dad rock songs. All dad, all day. What'll be number one? Well, if we told you, it'd kind of ruin the surprise. Jeez. Triple M's top 50 dad rock songs. Counting them down this Father's Day Sunday from midday.
What can just 5 things reveal about someone? Hi, I'm Nigel Marsh, and in my podcast, The 5 of My Life, I ask well-known people about their favourite film, book, song, place and possession. Tarim Brumfitt, Osher Gunsberg, Tanya Plebeset and Rosie Wharton, amongst others, reveal a deeper side of themselves that have never been shared before. Search The 5 of My Life podcast, download the new Listener app now, and listen for free. Brought to you by Darryl Lee, making it better since 1927.
Listener.
The countdown is on. You have just 2 weeks until the early bird deadline in the Royal Melbourne Hospital Home Lottery. Get your tickets now and you could win an Audi e-tron and $150,000 gold. Plus, your ticket stays in the drawers for more than 17,000 prizes, including the $4 million grand prize in Camberwell. Proceeds support the Royal Melbourne Hospital, advancing health for everyone every day. Visit rmhhomelottery.com.au. Permit 10265.
Harvey Norman, your technology specialists. Perfect for a creative professional with its crisp resolution and vivid colours. The HP Envy 13-inch laptop. Now $1,288, save over $400. Work all day long with HP Fast Charge and the HP Pavilion 13-inch laptop. Now just $988, save over $300. Great for students working on the go. Get the fast and reliable Acer Aspire 3 for only $598. Now at Harvey Norman.
Join Self-Wealth. From balanced ETFs to the power to trade on the ASX and US markets, we've got you covered on one intuitive platform. No percentage commission fees and the security of CHESS sponsorship. It's your access pass to safe and secure investing. Selfwealth.com.au.
It's your dad's day on Sunday, 5th of September, and Liquorland has the drinks he'll love. Like a 700ml bottle of Dimple 12-year-old Scotch whiskey for only $40. So head into your local Liquorland today or shop online and collect your order in just 30 minutes. Terms and conditions apply. See online for details.
Tools! City Tools DeWalt Roadshow starts now. Score up to 20% worth of bonus points. Save on the entire DeWalt range. Combo kits, laser levels, drop saws, table saws, thicknesses, dust extractors, and much more. Spend $300 on DeWalt accessories and score a free bag. DeWalt 5 amps 3-piece combo kit, $449, plus score $50 DeWalt dollars. DeWalt 360-degree green beam laser, just $695, plus score $100 DeWalt dollars. Shop in store online. City Tools, best prices guaranteed.
Now you can stream Triple M footy wherever you are. Download the Listener app and select Triple M.
Hi, it's Damien Carbon with your national news briefing. There's good news for Aussie teenagers today, with the Therapeutic Goods Administration approving the Moderna vaccine for use in 12 to 17-year-olds. The TGA says it follows careful evaluation of its safety and efficacy. Other countries, including the UK, Canada, the EU and Switzerland, have already approved it for teenagers. There were big COVID numbers out of New South Wales again today, with more than 1,500 infections and 4 deaths. There are now at least 62 people needing ventilators in hospitals in Greater Sydney. Elsewhere, Victoria's recorded 190 new infections, but a boost today for Victorian businesses impacted by the extended lockdowns. An extra $2 billion has been announced in new support over the next 4 weeks in a jointly funded package by the state and federal governments.
Hairdressers, gyms, cafes, tourism businesses and many other businesses across the state impacted by these lockdowns will receive this new economic support.
That's Federal Treasurer Josh Frydenberg there. Statistics from Lifeline show mental health concerns for children and young people have risen during the pandemic, but so have calls for help. In New South Wales, they're up 11% on last year and 23% on the year before. Lifeline's John Brogden says until lockdowns lift, there are things people can do to look after themselves.
It's really important to keep a routine. Don't stay in bed all day. That won't help you at all. Get up, get changed,
It's really critical also that you take advantage of the opportunity to exercise.
Bob Jane T-Marts are open. During lockdown, they're open for essential work only, such as puncture repairs. Call 13 26 25 to find your nearest Bob Jane T-Mart store.
Checking Melbourne's weather, a few showers tonight with a low of 9 degrees. Rain and 13 tomorrow, then showers and 15 for us on Monday. And Triple M rocks finals footy all weekend. You can stream every minute live. Download the Listener app and select Triple M Melbourne 105.1.
For the hottest of hot party you've ever seen. Ream comes on steady, hot and strong. It just keeps on and on.
Want the assurance of an Aussie family-sized electric water heater with a 12-year cylinder warranty?
Install a Ream. Install a Ream.
Then accept nothing less than Australia's best.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
What does finals footy feel like?
Have a listen to the roar.
Big semi-final, ready to get underway. Exhilarating.
Get the feeling we're about to see something special here today.
Everything on the line, no tomorrow.
Who is going to stand up?
This is what you've been waiting for all year.
Bring it on.
You can barely hear yourself think.
You can feel your heart racing. It's shoulders back, chest out, head high. Time to go.
Lash the Sharon down to get this thing underway.
When the ball is bounced, it's on for young and old.
Absolutely, it goes to another level.
Oh, she's a hot body.
This is the biggest game of your career.
A dream come true.
Listen to that. Brisbane have won back-to-back premierships. And the Dogs are through to a semi-final to take on the Brisbane Lions.
September, the best month of the year.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks finals footy.
A very good evening for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M does rock footy, and we're looking forward to a big and spectacular and close first semi-final tonight. Brisbane at the Gabba take on the Western Bulldogs, the winner to play Port Adelaide. Look forward to that. Hope you enjoy the call. Barry Denner is with me, Ash Chura is with me, Wayne Carey and Joey Montagna are also with me as part of the Triple M team here tonight. Broadcasting this game at the Gabba. Gentlemen, and Baz, good evening and welcome to you.
BT, always a pleasure. Really looking forward to this. As you said, cutthroat, no tomorrow, and a winner. What a big prize next week in a preliminary final.
Yeah, and game at the Gabba, of course, as well. As I mentioned before, Joey's going to really work in the favour of the Lions, you'd think, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. Capacity crowd, they can get 100% there. I think in a 50-50 game, and I'm finding it really hard to split these two teams. Maybe that parochial Brisbane crowd might be enough to get them over the line. I think the atmosphere will be awesome. Perfect conditions for footy. I think this will be a cracking game.
Yeah, I do too. This to me is the one so far in the finals. Dogs and the Lions. You look at both their teams, Duck, pretty damn even, aren't they?
Absolutely. Can't help but be excited. I mean, I think I've missed one final, BT, actually doing one final, and I'm absolutely looking forward to this one. I agree, can't split them. Bulldogs back into a little bit of form last week, albeit in the wet, and Waitman. Does Starcevic go to Waitman? He kicked the four from free kicks. He's not the usual guy that Starcevic would go to, but you look at the matchups. Does he go to Waitman and try to quell him, given that he kicked the 4 last week? But I think it's fascinating. And I agree. I think it's a line ball, toss of the coin game.
Ash Chua, good evening. Welcome to you, Ash.
Good evening, BT. For Triple M Red Z, Brisbane, they've won 9 out of 10 at the Gabba this year, but those 9 wins have been by an average winning margin of 49 points. And look at the Bullies, they've lost 7 out of their past 8 at this very venue. Maybe just a concern for the Bulldogs, though, is their marks inside 50 from rounds 1 to 21. They're ranked first, averaging 15 per game. Since the loss of Josh Bruce over the past 3 matches, ranked 17th only at 7.
Not sure he was a clunker though, Two-Man, but I get your point. They were waning by that point, pardon the pun. But you're right, he has been a big out for them. He does give them that extra target, but that's their concern. For me, Joey, if you look at Brisbane, and they've got X-Factor players, I reckon McCarthy, Cameron, we know Joe Danaher, they've all got that X-Factor. They're all capable in the space of 10 minutes of going bang, 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 3 or 4 goals. Now, who do the Bulldogs have that can do that? Now, clearly Norton, if he has a big one, can Norton grab a game by the scruff of the neck? He's got the capabilities of doing it, Joey. Can he? And obviously, the most important thing for him, It's not the launching at it. It's not. You know what you're going to get in terms of attack on the footy. It's him going back and finishing the good work once he gets it. But I think they have to manufacture goals a little bit more than what Brisbane do, and that's why I'm leaning towards Brisbane.
Yeah, it's a good point. If Brisbane are going to kick a score, it's probably going to be off the back of their smalls. They've got a lot of players. Zach Bailey can hit the scoreboard, Zorka. They can all kick goals. Where the Bulldogs, you're right. You think about it, if they're going to kick 14, 15 goals, you think that Aaron Norton probably has to kick 5 to really be able to hit the scoreboard. So
Are you worried about their recent 5-week form? It's important coming into finals. They are 1-4. Brisbane are 4-1.
Yeah, I am, and it's going to be one I reckon that we're going to look at in hindsight, BT. I know it sounds ridiculous, but you go, well, for the whole year, the Western Bulldogs were the better side on the ladder, and they played the better football. Yet over the last month, it's been the other way around. So we're going to look back and say, no, we were right. The Western Bulldogs have been a better team all season. They beat Brisbane. They probably should have. Or do we look back and Brisbane win tonight and we say, well, it's always important that you're playing your best footy or hitting form at the right time of year. So it's one of those crossroads sort of games that unfortunately we can't really answer until post-game.
And the other thing that throws a question mark over that, Joey, is in the wet. And they won in the wet last week. So how do you really gauge that, BT? You can scrap a win, and they scrapped a win. Yep. And we've spoken about there's been spoken about a lot about the goals that they got from free kicks, et cetera, et cetera. So, you know, where does that form stack up?
And I'm with you. And it was against Essendon who limped into the 8. Let's be honest. There was always one team that was going to fall into 8th spot. So is that form line reading as good as, even though Brisbane were disappointing, they were playing a red-hot Melbourne. Yeah. And you maybe think that form line, despite losing, is probably the stronger form line. And that's probably why I'm slightly leaning towards the Brisbane Lions.
Well, it's got time to go boundary side and the excitement at the Gabba for Bob Jane Team Arts. Keep your family safe on the roads. Free tyre safety checks at Bob Jane Team Arts. Call 13 26 25 today. Belinda Mallon, good evening. Wonderful atmosphere at the Gabba.
Oh, Baz, I know just quietly, secretly deep inside you wish I would tell you that it's raining on me here, boundary side of the Gabba, yes. But I have to be honest. I am feeling very fortunate. The fireworks have just gone off. It is 18 degrees and absolutely spectacular. Midway through the week, they'd sold 30,000 tickets. The fans are streaming in, and we do feel very, very fortunate to be here to witness what will probably be the most spectacular
so, Belinda,
final coming in.
Just on that crowd, are you at full capacity there tonight? What is full capacity, and do you think we'll get it?
Full capacity would be 37,500, so we are not far off that at all. And I have people sitting either side of me. It actually feels a bit strange, all wearing masks still, but that is all. So, yeah, we will be crammed in. And as you may remember from the finals last year, 37,000 feels like 80,000 here at the Gabba when they get in full voice, and I expect that's exactly how they'll be tonight. Just a little interesting fact going in, the Lions here at the Gabba have 28 from 2 wins at their last games here, but only 1 and 3 finals. So they've only won 1 of their 4 finals coming in, but have had 28 out of 30 wins at the ground.
Yeah, beaten a bit lean on finals. Thanks, Belinda. We'll touch with you again shortly for the update on the teams there to see whether there are any late changes. But their finals form, Baz, has been a little iffy, the Lions, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, and they've probably copped a couple of injuries, like all clubs do at the sort of the wrong time of the year, and losing McStay last week just sort of changes their structure a little bit as well. And a lot of focus on Big Joe, isn't there, tonight? I mean, he was the first time last week he didn't kick a goal in a match. What can he produce tonight, Joey and Duck, and can he carry that big forward load for the Lions?
Yeah, McStay's an interesting one. You're spot on, Baz, in terms of structure, but
he does 5 things a game.
I was going to say that's
5 good things a game.
That's the point. Well, I'm not even sure about that, but
yeah, maybe
you know what? The one thing that he shouldn't be disrespectful, because what he does do, he does give you structure and he does compete.
Yeah.
And BT, that's the bare minimum in that position. So for him, if he does kick, and I don't know why we're spending too much time because he's actually not playing, but if he does hit the scoreboard, it's a bonus. So just maybe, and sometimes when you go in without that, it's often harder for opposition to plan, because normally they go, okay, we've got him, and it's easier to plan around that. A bit like last night. Chris Scott would have gone into that game going, Jesse Hogan, we're planning around that, and then he's not there. All of a sudden it becomes a bit more difficult. What are they going to throw at us now? So that's a bit like the McStay thing. If you haven't got a good enough tall, you play a small.
Who do you want to see play forward with Joe Danaher? Because we know they've brought in another tall defender, Jack Payne. There's some talk maybe that Harris Andrews, because of that ankle, might not be able to play as a defender. Can he play forward, or do you think Jackson Payne plays forward?
Don't throw a defender. It's like throwing Darcy Moore Collingwood throwing Darcy Moore forward and getting 5 possessions. No point doing it for the sake of doing it. And excuse me.
You're saying they've got to be capable of doing it?
Absolutely have to be capable of doing it. And so for me, go with someone that's going to give you a little bit of zip, a little bit of speed, not necessarily just because of height. I reckon that went out with ABBA, playing someone just enough.
Well, they're back in a moment, Duck. Did you see that? Will you buy it? Will you? Were you an ABBA fan?
Are they? Well, I like that. Money, money, money.
No, that's what you live by.
It is interesting, though, because one of them probably has to play forward because they have bought Jack Payne, a tall defender. They've also got Harris Andrews, Darcy Gardner, Marcus Adams and Ryan Lester. So it does look like the feel of the team is one of those will play forward, Duck. So that might go against what you're thinking, that a defender is going to start in the forward line.
So clearly Fagan says, well, we're a system-based team like all teams are, but that is our system. We just want a competitor. We don't care whether they kick goals or take marks or get possessions. We just want someone to bring the ball to ground. If that's all they want because of that structure, then I get it.
Ash, anything that tickles your fancy tonight? As you've got a little tickler there, what do you got for us?
Cody Waitman. Since round 9, he's kicked 25 majors in his last 14 games, equal most of any Bulldogs player, and his pressure as well, number 1 for tackles inside 50 during that time. That's what tickles my fancy.
Yeah, so it's Waitman, and isn't it? And Norton's the next one from that period of time that's kicked the most. So they're their 2 goal kickers. So clearly that's their situation. They need to find goals. Now, Bontempelli, we know, has hit the scoreboard, been a little bit quieter in that area in the last 5 or 6 weeks. He needs to probably kick 2. Treloar needs to kick 1. That's how I'm thinking for the Bulldogs.
Baz, what have you noticed tonight about Duck and Joey in particular? Is there anything you've picked up on in the vibe sense?
Well, there's a bit of enthusiasm.
Yes.
A bit of a challenge.
There's massive enthusiasm. The duck is fluffed up, and Joey's pointing in the right direction.
Because we haven't done a 3-hour lead-in.
You're not
I have never seen them so excited about a game.
It helps. Exactly. It helps when you haven't done 3 hours prior to the game. It really does. You just feel up and about. And the other thing, you sit around, like we did the rub today, which was great. You go home, you sit down, you have a little afternoon nap, which you tend to do when you turn 50, Joey. I don't know whether you do that anymore. But I got my 20-minute power nap in on the couch.
That's good. Well, everyone's under pressure in the finals. And I know, probably, Joey, you do the game here tonight. You've been on the pre-show, now you're on the game, and I'm assuming you're going to be sort of posting it somewhere.
Yeah, first crack.
First crack. You're on first crack.
So that's actually Duck has to hang around and do the whole post-game because I have to head off and do first crack. And I've got to summarise this game, so I'm going to be watching intently BT. And I think there is pressure.
Listen to what I say and take notes.
I will
He's
do.
very talkative, the Duck, tonight, Baz, isn't he? He's, you can tell when he's up because lots of words that don't usually come are coming.
No, exactly right. And the power nap, I like that. That's very good.
Yes, they're very exciting. What was the highlight of the rub today, by the way?
The highlight? Well, Damo over in the lockdown.
He's still in lockdown.
He's still in lockdown. And
what does he do every day?
He was wearing a WA tourism hat. Like he's become the pin-up boy for WA.
Basil's got to him.
He's seriously wearing a WA tourism hat. And lockdown. Look, there are certain people that sort of. But Damo's probably one that can be locked up and
be happy,
survive,
and we're all happy.
Survive, yeah. Yep. But as you can, you know what I think is dangerous, and this is on a serious note. So you're looking at these teams, Joe, that are over there now. So they come out of they're allowed to live normally, BT, in about another week.
Yep.
So these teams that get through this week and then leading into the prelim and then the week off. Joey, these blokes have been locked up for pretty much 2 years.
Yeah.
Imagine being a little puppy, chained up for as long as that, and then 2 weeks, the 2 biggest weeks of your life, you get let off the leash.
Yeah, wow.
Sounds like Duck's putting himself back in his head. What would it be like?
So they're allowed
He's painting an accurate picture.
But they're allowed to go and actually live.
Yes.
So right now they can't do any of that over there, and then all of a sudden they're able to do that. That might throw a few blokes.
In grand final week too, not ideal.
I would like to congratulate the umpires too, Baz. I know Matt Stevick, Nathan Williamson, one of the best young guns in business, and Robert Finley are doing tonight's game, and I know Razor did last night's game. We're down to the best 6 umpires remaining. That's all we've got left. So congratulations to them. I know you guys don't heap a lot of praise on them, but I like to because we need them and they're good.
They are good, and we got the best 6 at the end of the year, and that's what you want in the big game.
And they're also making sacrifices like the players and living in hub life, and probably away from family and those sorts of things as well. So it was a big week for Matt Stevic too, by the way. He was part of the
and
Toby Green.
He handled himself really well. By the way, what a week Bonham-Pelly's had.
Is he going to win the Brownlow?
I don't know, BT. Who would know? But MVP.
You just missed
He doesn't rate the Brownlow.
Hang on, MVP rated as captain and vice captain in the All Australian team. You've got to be good to do all of those things.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I've done it a couple of times.
It doesn't rate the Brownlow though. Ash, did you notice that?
I do notice.
Don't know if he won one of them.
No, it doesn't rate the Brownlow. Didn't win one. Were you ever eligible for?
I was favourite 5 times.
No, my question was, were you eligible?
I was a few times ineligible.
Yes, that's right. Well, the build-up to this big game at the Gabba, and we might just go back to Belinda Mellon and get a bit of a scene setter there, and also, Belinda, any changes to the selected sides and the medical subs as well?
No late changes tonight. There were rumours that both sides would actually swing a late change, but neither has. Also watched Harris Andrews in the warm-up. There was some talk that his PCL may be under a bit of a cloud, but he moved laterally as well as straight up and down, so no problems there. Caleb Daniel also moving well throughout that. Mitch Robinson, though, wearing a back brace during warm-up. Although there were some punters who speculated that was perhaps just Mitch being Mitch, and there was absolutely nothing wrong with his back at all. The medical subs, we have Ryan Lester and Jason Johansson, and as Simon Black tipped, boys, Jack Payne was actually having quite a few shots at goal as they warmed up, not warming up with the defensive lineup at all, but warming up with the forwards. So one to watch.
Thanks, Belinda. Teams just lining up. We're about to go to the Welcome to Country on Triple M Football.
Premier partner Toyota welcome you to the first semi-final between the Brisbane Lions and the Western Bulldogs. The AFL acknowledges the Yugara language group, the traditional owners of the land we gather on today, and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. We acknowledge we play our great game on this land and respect the cultures of all First Peoples, their contribution to our nation and contribution to the game of Australian rules football. The AFL invite you to direct your attention to the big screens for the Welcome to Country.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shannon Ruska. I am the Managing Director of Tribal Experiences, and we are the younger tourable advances of Brisbane City. We'd like to welcome you here to our country, to the place which we call Wollongabba, which means the whirling water holes are also Viking talk. It's where the teams will come to battle the final series. As they take the finals, we welcome you to our land. We welcome you to the Gabba.
Welcome to Country there. Both sides arm in arm as we now wait for the national anthem.
Coaches, players and umpires for the Australian national anthem.
Our land of
Yes, crowd getting right behind that. They're ready to go. Sides now go out for their final 2 minutes before we get underway. Ash, you got anything official to add?
Yeah, Charlie Cameron, BT, 14 majors over the past 3 rounds, most in the AFL. However, 3 out of his past 4 games against the Bulldogs, he's been held goalless.
Jimmy,
who was played on him, Two-Man?
Last time it was a spread between Easton Wood, Caleb Daniel and Taylor Dure.
Jimmy and Duck have got 30 seconds to wrap this up in their own mind. And by the way, Duck, the highest to finish in the Brownlow was 4th. Joey, take it away, mate.
Third, mate.
I think if the Brisbane Lions can break even with the Dogs through the midfield and not let the Western Bulldogs dominate, I like their small forwards. I like Zorko and McCarthy and Zach Bailey and Charlie Cameron to do some damage at ground level. I think the Brisbane Lions can, with the crowd and the bounce back factor from last week, a beautiful night there at the Gabba, I can see the Brisbane Lions winning this one in a close game. I think it'll be an absolute cracker.
Yeah, as we said previously, BD, just because of their scoring ability for me, that goes in the favour of Brisbane. They've had that ability all year. It's dropped off, obviously, for the Bulldogs are capable, yes, but in Brisbane, at home, I guess humid conditions, Two-Man, you would say, in comparison to in the wet in Tassie last week, leaning towards Brisbane.
Would you say, Ash, equal 4th?
Equal third.
Equal 4th?
Yeah, it's third.
The Brownlow. He'll know. He was 6 stats man.
I take that to it.
Wanganeen 1 on 18. I was 16, holding the most games, just 2s and 1s.
All right, Duck just finding a way to just to insert himself.
I thought he wasn't in the stats.
Hey, David.
16 votes doesn't get you in the top 15 these days.
Yeah, David King got 3 votes one day for having 20 off half back. I kicked 6 and took quarter.
Lester and Johannesen, the medical subs for their respective
I got
teams,
the one.
ready to go. We're now going to focus in on this one here, if we can, at the Gabba. It's going to be an absolute cracker. 2 gun teams are about to go. Barry Denham, myself, Brian Taylor, Joey Montagna, Wayne Carey, Belinda Mellon and Ash Chua. Excited about this, Baz. You take it away, buddy.
Yeah, she should be an absolute ripper tonight here at the Gabba. 2 sides that are pretty even at the end of the home and away season. They have a crack at each other in a semi. For McDonald's and Room Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy and we're underway at the Gabba. The bounce is magnificent. Oscar McInerney just grabbed it out of the ruck, kick smothered by Liberatore. Got it back to McRae for the Bulldogs. Real high kick the half forward. Waitman, big leap at true centre half forward, tried to punch it inside. Norton grabbed it. Adams grabbed him. And the umpire will ball it up at centre half forward for the Doggies.
Is it Adams that's gone to Norton? It is. I just wonder whether Adams, the one thing that probably acts a little bit of mobility. That's an interesting matchup.
That's Stevic, throws it up, comes out here to Bailey Smith, hoiks it over the shoulder, got deep penetration inside 50. Hannon almost marked it, Birchall there as well. Hannon got a second go at it, bundled the handball out to Bontempelli. He did likewise, went even wider, this time looking for Young, wasn't up to it, picked up in the end by Bailey. And he goes over the line out of bounds almost in deliberate fashion, but he won't be pinged. And we'll throw it in at half forward here for the Dogs, kicking to the left of your screen.
They'd love a couple of early goals here, the Bulldogs, just to put the pressure on the home side with a big crowd at the Gabba. McInerney slapped it down in front of him. We've got 6, 7, 8 players. Liberatore bottom of the pack. And he's been pinged. Free kick to the Lions for incorrect disposal, as you heard from the umpire. So a frenetic start at the Gabba. Little short ball inside defensive 50. Birchall marks and goes up the corridor with a nice kick. Hand pass off to Zorko. Runs through the middle. Drilling 45-metre drop punt to Cameron. Easton Wood started on him. Tried to slap it to ground level. Williams comes in. Fullerton picks their pocket. Forward pocket. Has a snap on the left. 40 metres. Danaher in the square. And off his fist it goes out of bounds, right forward pocket.
Isn't it great to see that quick little handball? It's just got to happen more often. Too many teams don't give that little handball that breaks the line.
Yeah, and the little kick into the middle corridor by Birchall.
Yep.
Just brilliant. Love to see it. Didn't see any. It didn't happen once in last night's game. Both sides fearing the corridor. Hopefully we'll get these sides having a crack here tonight at kicking goals. Bailey Dale had a great year. Left foot kick from the back pocket deep there. And markers taken in front here by Coleman, I think it is. And it is. So 52 metres out. Gave it to Rich. He's caught from behind by Waitman. Had to unload the handball. Got it to Adams. Adams kick around the corner. High ball in amongst 4 Dogs. McRae was able to release the ball out wide with a long kick.
That's a bouncing footy to the wing. Starcevic there first for Brisbane. Nice little hand pass over his head to Coleman. Got to get around Waitman. He got a hand on him. Ball at ground level. Lyon swoops in and picks it up for Brisbane. Another hand pass back to Zorko. Dragged to the ground on the kick. The ball to roll out of bounds 20 metres further on. Bob Jane team, Belinda.
Bit of chaos here at the Gabba, actually, boys. There are still lines queuing for hundreds of metres trying to get inside this grandstand. There's a few seats left, but by the time this crowd gets in, we will certainly be bursting at the seams. The roar is like nothing I've ever heard. Honestly, goosebumps boundary side here.
Great news. It's packed stadium. Out the back, McInerney got it to McCluggage. McCluggage to the left footer inside 50. Once again, read by Dale. Fired a stiff handball out in the Hunter direction. Little drawing underground ball, got it to McRae. McRae on the left boot. Slides it down the line. High ball there to Norton, couldn't mark it. Did well to bring it to ground. Waitman went and got it. Little handball back to Norton. Norton tries to fend off on Adams. Got taken over the line. Had his head rubbed in the ground by Adams as well as he bundled him to the ground.
Yeah, it's a start you expect to see in a semi-final cutthroat game. High pressure, no uncontested ball yet. Plenty of team and bodies flying in this one early.
Triple M C-Bus Super special comments. Joey Montagna and the Duck for the semi-final. Boundary thrown on the wing. McInerney slaps it out of the ruck. No scorers yet. McCluggage first there. Bontempelli has it on the wing. Gets around Rich. Goes onto his left boot. Kicks out wide to the right forward pocket. A big Tim English got away from Andrews. Harris lays the tackle. English tried to hand pass over his head. Smothered it. Back to English. Real high kick to Bontempelli. 20 out. Couldn't mark. Liberatore, little snap at the bottom. Bouncing. It's home. Doggies get the first. One straight goal. The Lions yet to score. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard supporting Sparkies with 7:30 opening hours. Trade prices, click and collect and free delivery from over 100 Beacon Lighting stores.
He started well already, Libba. Hasn't he got a couple of little those underground handballs out and was in the right spot again, but it was the Bontempelli kick that was a beauty out of that stoppage through the middle of the ground. The advantage kick to English I thought was terrific.
Just tell English he can't sell candy on the foot, English.
No, he should have tried to just snap it the first time, but it made a bit of a meal of it. But they got the numbers inside 50. The Western Bulldogs, as they do, their midfielders followed up. Bontempelli and Libba were at that stoppage just behind the wing, and there they were in the contest in front of goal.
How beautiful was that from Bontempelli?
And Jack McRae, BT, 5 touches already. His last six against Brisbane, he's averaged 37 per game.
He's off to a flyer on the Red Z Lending stats. Loans for the self-employed. So we go back to the middle. Robert Finlay with the bounce. Almost recalled. McInerney knocks it in favour of his team by about 20 metres, almost got it to centre half forward, and the tackling Danaher had to tackle the smallest man on the track in Daniel, and we'll have a ball up centre half forward for the Lions. And he's converging. McInerney, Young tried to outleap him. McInerney won it though. Little dribble kick inside 50 once again. Cut off by Bailey Dale. It's the third time he's done that. Got it to Easton Wood. His little kick didn't try to bite off too much. Got it out wide here looking for Hunter. He'll have trouble catching it before the boundary. He did. He kept it in well. Then the little drawing handball to Bailey Smith. Bailey Smith steps on the accelerator. Long ball, but not to the advantage of the Dogs. And Harris Andrews marks in defence.
So he's wide to the boundary line. The Doggies with the first goal. Lions yet to score. Harris Andrews, little short kick outside defensive 50. Lands a little bit too short for Neal, so he gives it back to Andrews, back to Lockie Neal. Now a driving ball to the wing. Up they go, no mark. Williams at the back of the pack for the Bulldogs claims it. Little short drilling pass and a hand pass off to Bailey Smith. Breaks the tackle, runs to 60, goes wide to Waitman. Dives right on the line, can't control it. And the ball rolls out of bounds, 20 metres around from the Doggies' goal.
Will be interesting to see what Payne does forward, because I thought he was just good enough to play in defence.
A couple of really good touches from Smith, but just not quite using the footy as well as he would have liked.
And that's as a pinch hitter. Boundary throw in deep for the Dogs. McInerney forward. Bontempelli was there, warned by Rich. Little clearing kick there was from Bailey. Only as far as Young. He marks it just inside the centre square, almost on the wing. Short little kick is told to go. Dale once again. Must be his 6th touch, Ash. Kicks out wide, looking for Bontempelli. I'm not sure he'll stop it before the boundary, and he won't.
Bailey Dale, 4 touches, BT, Red Z.
So Doggies have pushed it again into their forward 50. And a boundary throw into Inchu. Big crowd at the Gabba, wonderful to see. Right on the forward 50 for the Bulldogs. Ball spins in, broadcast side of the ground. Big English in the ruck against McInerney. McInerney got rid of him, grabbed the footy and kicked it towards the wing. 2-on-1 the doggies way. Punts to ground level. Danaher's got to go. Shuffled it up by hand but missed the target. It slapped back towards Lyons for Brisbane. Nice drilling pass onto the chest of Payne. He's forward to the wing. He wants the corridor but he's missed the target. And the mark's taken by Dunkley. The Bulldogs, they can go again.
So Dunkley from centre half back, looking lively, looking like he wants to move it. Does now, and a horrible kick. Straight down the throat of the Lions there in Fullerton. Fullerton looks for Cameron, took his eye off the ball. He had an uncontested mark. It was a simpler one. Zorko won it, got it to Neil. Neil back to Fullerton. Fullerton's handball was smothered beautifully by Bailey Williams. He takes off. They explode out of the block. Bonampelli's got it through the middle. A beautiful angled slicing kick to Hunter. Hunter will give the overlap handball or go himself. Short ball to Bailey Smith and he marks 52 out.
He goes now. Smith runs around, gives it everything he's got to fall forward. Long ball. Well, English tried to shepherd Andrews, and I reckon Andrews got a hand on it, though.
Yeah, Smith again butchered the footy going forward, had an option. Yeah, had Waitman, just an easy 30-metre just chip kick to Waitman. And so that's three decisions that he hasn't done very well at all.
And
Smith.
normally he's pretty good at it. And that was the most obvious of them all. Now Rich explores straight down the middle. The interception is on by Dunkley. Did well. Got the handball to Smith. That was better to Bonampelli. Bonampelli getting plenty of the footy. Caught by Lyons. Brilliant tackle. Lions take the advantage. McInerney gave it on to McCluggage. McCluggage pounds the ball forward and Cameron marks. The counter-attack was brilliant from Brisbane. And Cameron will get a set shot. 25 to 30 out directly in front.
Well, that's what the Brisbane Lions have done since the bye. They've become the best offensive team in the competition, using the corridor, taking the game on, giving that handball, and that's what we've seen so often from them in that back half of the year, and it's why they've been the number one scoring team.
Owes this Charlie Cameron because he dropped that easy sitter a minute ago, but Lions, great tackle, Bonampelli in the back 50.
Tell you what, if you were fed up with game style last night, don't turn off because you've got the opposite tonight as Cameron comes in and kicks the goal. This is a beauty. This is everything that last night was not. It's a goal apiece, both sides on the attack through the middle with swift ball movement.
And just started winning the footy two-man, just in and around the contest.
Yeah, Red said Brisbane have won 4 out of the last 5 clearances.
Gee, Charlie Cameron, you love the way he goes about it. He can make the spectacular look easy sometimes, but the easy look really, really difficult, which he did only a couple of minutes prior to that ball. But that if they move the ball like that, you can just see he's got far too much speed for Eastern Wood.
Yeah, so far both sides have been able to counter-attack from the back half, haven't they? I mean, it's been one of those games, as BT just called it, it looks like the teams are going to take the game on, they're going to give that handball, and they're going to go quick, so it sets up for an absolute beauty.
Two sides just trying to cut each other open early in this match. This is a ripper. 10 minutes into the first term. 1 goal Brisbane, 1-1-7 of the Western Bulldogs for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Duck.
Just looking at the vision behind the goals there, Joey, he put 4 or 5 metres on Eastern Wood without even going at half pace.
Bounces good. McInerney got it down to Berry. Hand pass smothered by Big English, who was in the ruck, and he runs away with the footy. Kick to full forward. No mark. Vandermeer lurks. Coleman dives on it for the Lions. Vandermeer lays the tackle. Incorrect disposal. Free kick to Vandermeer.
Oh, Shaki nearly played on there. I don't think he heard the whistle. I think that's how, Belinda set it up for us. I think it's so loud at ground level that Josh Shaki didn't even know the free kick had been played to his teammate.
Beautiful tackle from Vandermeer there. Triple M Harvey Norman replay.
He's not a very good set shot, though, I don't think, from memory.
1 goal, 6 this year.
All right, let's see how he goes. Forward pocket, he'll drop it onto his boot about 25, make it about 35 metres out. He sliced it to the right. Nowhere near for a goal. Snuck in for a point. 1-2-8 the Dogs. 1 straight goal. Brisbane, 11.5 into the first term.
Good call, Duck, and that is a guy that has no idea about a routine. He has no idea what he's trying to do with the footy. In the set shot, I mean. Rich short to Birchall. Birchall spuds out the handball back to Rich, who goes long down the wing. Danaher was held and he'll win the free. Now he too plays on, right on the wing. Little Chisler. Cameron leads his man Easton Wood to the footy again, but the ball goes over the line and out of bounds. It's on the full. It'll be a free to the Dogs at half back. This game is on. It's hot. It's incredibly watchable and listenable.
Absolutely, BT. This has started as a ripper. And as we said at the start there, not much separated them. At the end of the home and away season, the Dogs' form had dropped off, but they look all right tonight. Short kick to the wing, and Big English has taken the mark.
About 0.5% separated them, I think, Baz.
Yep. So English steps back defensive side of the wing. Goes short to Duray, who's called to play on. Driving ball forward of the wing now. Oh, in front. Good mark, Shaki. So forward of the wing, boundary side on the outer side of the ground. He steps back, just stands flat-footed. Waits for the leads to half-forward. Bailey Smith put his hand up, and that's where he went, just over his head. Whistle. Free kick to Smith. What'd you see, Duck?
Against Berry, I think, but I'm not sure there was a lot of contact. We did see last night a lot of Tiggy Touchwood ones. I'll have to look at the Harvey Norman, Baz, to give you a proper opinion.
Comes in off the boundary, drops it to about 20 out, and a big pack, and Norton flies. Hands on the foot, he couldn't bring it down. Fullerton in that pack, got it to Bailey for Brisbane. His kick was smothered. Liberatore again, grabs it, little snap, he's got two. 25 out, had a quick look and put it through. He's got both of the Doggies' goals. 2-2-14 the Dogs. And the Lions one straight goal. And we're at the 13.5-minute mark of the first term. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, when Duck was talking about where the Western Bulldogs were going to get their goals from, I don't think he had Tom Liberatore penciled down.
Well, he's only kicked 12 for the year.
Kicked two in the first 10 minutes, but he's just bobbed up in the right spot. He's so good at winning those sort of ground balls, and he's just been able to throw it on the boot. And he's a pretty nice finisher at Liberatore when he gets the opportunities.
He is, and that's the thing. I mean, you get a couple. You've now got a couple out of him. Bond hits it. Smith gets a couple. Just talking about Smith, so he's had 6 disposals. Getting the ball in really good spots at the moment, Smith, isn't he? But 40% kicking efficiency, and he's also gone. 5 of those have gone inside 50. But going at that, he just hasn't used it as well as they should be. A few more up, I reckon. Not a few more, but a couple more up the Bulldogs with the amount of opportunities they've had.
Can't tell you how good this is to watch, Ash, isn't it?
Spot on, Ben.
It is just full-on. Sides having a crack and really trying to score, and tackle and bump and do all the hard things as well. It's great footy. This is what we're about in this game. Now Birchall receives the handball through the middle of the ground. Long forward-bound ball. Big pack of Dogs players spoil each other. Off hands it comes. Spills to Smith. That was Bailey Smith. Now they go again. Little one along the ground. The handball there went to anyone that could get hold of it. That was Gardner who was bowled over. Picked up in the end by Duray. Duray's kick is high and out wide and marked by Harris Andrews as he comes streaming up the field.
Yeah, they can re-enter here. Brisbane hand pass. Coleman, beautiful drilling pass to Bailey, who marks 40 out in a 45-degree angle.
And we've seen this guy, he had a big shot after the siren this year. You go back, Colin?
Yeah, Colin. Yeah.
It was a ripper, so this won't this won't upset him at all. He's a good shot, good talent.
This occasion won't faze him.
No.
He's cool as ice, this kid.
Bobs up in big moments, doesn't he? Settles for Brisbane's second goal. Set shot, 45 metres off the boot. He's hooked it. It's a point. Brisbane 1-1-7. 2-2-14 the Doggies. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard as we've got 10 minutes left to play the first term.
So Daniel will kick in from fullback. Safe bet he'll hit the target. Short ball to Duray, and also a pretty good kick as well, and slides it along the outer side of the wing. Bailey Williams does a complete 360 on his man in Berry on that occasion. Now sells in some foot candy as well. He almost ran too far. In fact, he did. Umpire Nathan Williamson has pinned him. I don't know. I don't reckon he carried the ground. He might have held on to the ball for a while.
I agree, BT. There are a lot of little 2 steps, balk here, balk there, but not actually went the distance.
They're too eager to pay those, the umpires. They just let that go. If it's 50-50.
So Berry,
it looks good.
As a result from the wing, now kicks it down the line with a high ball. Big pack there out the back door. It comes to Daniel. He'll almost be forced to go across ground. No, he tries to screw it over the shoulder. McRae had to make something of it. Got tackled high. Bailey wins his handball, smothered by McCluggage. McCluggage the donut on Duray. Got it off there to Lyons. Lyons advanced it inside 50. Up they fly. McCarthy couldn't get it. Off hands it comes. Little snap it. Goal from Danaher. This for the right-hand side. In fact, it was cockatoo. And a minor score. So 14 plays 8 in the opening minutes of this game.
But Daniel at full back to bring it in. Plays on, runs into the back pocket, takes a bounce. Doggies by 6 points. Kick to the wing. Norton flies again. Adams with him. Offhand spills to Coleman for the Lions. He'll kick them back inside. Full forward, 20 metres out from goal. Bouncing footy on the deck. Putting his head over at Gardner for the Dogs. Tackled, dragged to the ground. Footy underneath him. The umpire to ball it up.
Triple M Red Z. Ground ball. Bulldogs 21. Brisbane 9.
Okay, so what you're saying is they're winning the ground ball.
And both of these teams rank highly in that stat. Bulldogs are ranked number 1 in the comp, Brisbane 3.
Ash just tidying his own mess up. English knocked down to McRae. McRae gave it to a man who was under pressure in Gardner, and he had to run for the behind line because he was being tackled by Payne. And he got it over for a rush behind. Dogs by 5 points. Beacon Trade scoreboard here.
Gee, that was a real, you know what, I'm under pressure here. I'll give it to someone under more pressure.
Yeah.
From McRae.
Triple M Cbus Super Special comments. The Duck and Joey delivering consistent long-term returns for members. Cbus for us all. Daniel out of fullback. Short kick inside defensive 50. Bailey Smith.
He's the best kick-in player in the comp, Caleb Daniel. He takes the most ground, and I reckon he uses it the best.
Smith, that's Bailey Smith for the Bulldogs. He goes short to Dunkley, outside defensive 50. Hand pass off to the running McRae. Defensive side of the wing, driving ball to half forward. Norton's the target in a one-on-one with Adams. Can't mark, goes on at ground level, close to the boundary line, 45 out, threw a boot at it. Kept it in according to the boundary umpire. Andrews in the back pocket, got a bit of work to do. Hand pass comes out to Fullerton. Rush kick outside defensive 50.
High ball, English almost hands it off the back of the pack, taken by Hunter. Wished out the handball to McRae. Neat little ball inside McRae. Couldn't mark it, Shackey. Should have swallowed it, in fact. McCluggage caught it and dropped it. Should have been pinged. He wasn't. Too fast for the umpire. Birchall launches a mongrel. High ball. Daniel had to go back bravely. Couldn't win it. Beautiful tap from Duray. Back to Daniel. What about the way McRae gloved that near the deck? Got it to Hunter. Hunter now looking to penetrate inside 50 with a bouncing ball. Hannon's there. Coleman's there. Andrews is there. And he's dragged over the line. We'll throw it in. Deep in attack for the Dogs. They lead it by 5 points.
What's their pressure rating, two-man? The Dogs, they seem to be really sharp in that last couple of minutes anyway.
Yeah, Triple M Red Z, they're going at 198. The average is 180.
What's the thermometer bust off at?
300 BT. Doesn't happen too often.
English and Fullerton. English inside the Bulldogs forward 50. Tapped down, but Lyons was there for Brisbane. Hand passed out of the congestion. Hunter first there, close to the boundary line. 55 out for the Dogs. Beautiful kick to the hot spot. Big pack. Who's there at the full of the ball? Rourke Smith goes at it. Cockatoo's with him. Rourke Smith got rid of Cockatoo. Picked up the footy. Snap from 20. Oh, that is just to the left and through for a point. 2-3-15 the Dogs. 1-3-9 of the Brisbane Lions. Later stages, first term, 19.5 in.
So Birchall, we just get a moment to draw our collective breath. B, what's the atmosphere like there now? And have those people got in the ground, do you reckon? So ball goes out wide, looking for Berry. Little one along the ground. Bailey Williams just does the defensive thing and finds the boundary, and we'll have a boundary throw in. So 1-3-9 the Lions, 2-3-15 here the Dogs. It's a 6-point Dog lead. We've got about 7 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. It's been absolutely full on. I mean, I know there's only 3 goals collectively kicked, but it's been good footy to watch. Really good, very watchable. McCluggage, little soccer off the ground, got it to the middle of the ground. Had to go Duray, and he did, and Danaher ironed him out, but he's okay.
Yeah, bounces straight back up. Taylor Duray. There's the Harvey Norman.
No head contact there, so that's all okay.
Nothing to worry about. Kick out to the outer side. McRae will drive a ball inside forward 50 for the Doggies. Forward pocket, Waitman, big leap. The young man got up high, but off his hands, the ball rolls out of bounds, right forward pocket for the Dogs.
Yeah, Starcevic has got that match up as Duck thought he might. Cody Waitman's been one of the informed forwards, and Harvey Norman replay. He's lucky there, Joe Danaher. Front on contact, hip and shoulder, but right into Duray's shoulder and chest. No head contact, so he should be fine.
He was in the air so there's nothing he could do, but I thought he summed it up pretty well, Danaher.
Neil from the stoppage, got a clearing kick and finds Berry here. Berry, immediate handball here to Lyons. Lyons to McCluggage through the middle of the ground. Good launch by the Lions. McCluggage is kicking to McCarthy. Didn't have the depth. Now he's got to go. Bowled over his Duray. Free kick will go the way of the Lions, though, surprisingly.
McCarthy.
And it will be McCarthy, 25 metres out against Gardner, I think, was it, Duck?
Yeah, so it'll be eyes off the footy and frontal contact. Not a lot.
Already made contact with the footy.
Yeah, not a lot in it. McCarthy should have marked it anyway.
So McCarthy will line up directly in front here.
He's a good set shot too, BT.
Yep. 23-9 from set shots this year, Duck. It's pretty good.
15 gone.
Doesn't waste too many opportunities. Good in the air as well. Important player for the Lions. 5:49 remaining in an exciting first quarter to put the Lions all square. No problems, nursed it through. He gets his first, and the Lions draw level at the 22-minute mark of the first. Joey?
Well, again, the 2 goals they've got, Duck have been the same way. The Brisbane Lions, from their back half, they've been able to attack through the corridor. They've given that quick overlap handball, which has been the key, and we've seen how much space they've had in the forward 50. That first goal, it was Charlie Cameron. That time it was Lincoln McCarthy out the back. It might have been a 50-50 free kick, but he had plenty of space, and that's how the Brisbane Lions look like they're going to score at the moment, because the Dogs seem to be in general play chew, winning the sort of the contest work and playing a bit more of the game in their front half.
That on the burst handball, that in the pocket, that little one, it only has to be half a metre because of the stand on the mark rule, and they can get past that guy, and that's exactly what they've been able to do.
Belinda Mallett on the boundary line for Bob Jane T-Marts.
Bit of concern around Aaron Norton. He was doubled over, clutching at his groin. Doctors and physios both went out and checked on him. He has stayed out on the ground, but running up and down, he looks a little bit proppy out there.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy, bounces good, tap down to Zorko, barrel inside, forward 50, Danaher back of the pack, 30 out, has a snap, he's got it. The Lions hit the front. Big Joe is on the board. 3-3-21 Brisbane. The Doggies 2-3-15. 5.5 left to play first term. Beacon Trade scoreboard.
That's still a goal in every game, Ash.
Didn't pick one last week.
Missed out last week for the first time.
Yep.
Wow.
And that's it. And that's once again the ability of this team. Obviously, a quick clearance, but the ability to kick goals quickly. That's what they have, I think, that the Bulldogs probably don't. But Joe Danaher, this is what they've got him at the club for, BT, to play finals and get them through to that next phase.
Essendon would have to be sitting back going, this guy hasn't missed a game through injury. He could not play a game for us for 3 years. He was not fair dinkum.
Well, sometimes they say that the warmer weather can help with...
Please. We'll put him in a sauna. Because he has been absolutely fantastic.
But it happens a lot, though. Guys go to a different club and they just... McCarthy's another one that's gone up there and hasn't had injuries.
Taylor at Collingwood. Opportunity, Zorko. Picked it up centre half forward. Driving ball to the square. Here they come again. Cameron stands and waits. Goals around the corner. Got 3 in 3 minutes. Cameron's got 2. Lions have kicked 3 in 3 minutes. And after trailing by 8, 4 minutes ago, they now lead by 12. Incredible stuff from the Lions.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's Luke Beveridge's worst nightmare, because Oscar McInerney is absolutely dominating in the ruck. That last goal was a beautiful hit out down to Lachie Neale that set up the centre clearance. That's about the 4th time now. This time he's grabbed it out of the ruck, Oscar McInerney, and either handballed it or kicked it forward to surge it away from those Western Bulldogs midfielders. They won the ground ball in their front half. This is the biggest problem for the Dogs, their ruck work, and Oscar McInerney's putting on a show early.
And Brisbane, they've won 9 out of the last 11 clearances. 3 out of their 4 majors have come from stoppages.
Who's plan B in the ruck if this continues, Joey?
Well, English has done some centre bounce work, which Luke Beveridge didn't really want him to do a few weeks ago. It's Lewis Young and Tim English. They're just going to have to try their best.
Harvey Norman replay. Charlie Cameron very excited in his second goal. Harvey Norman, your leaders in technology with a huge range of laptops to suit any budget. It was 666 infringement. The umpire will now ball it up in the centre of the ground. 2 goals up at Brisbane. 5 minutes left to play in the first term. Real short ball up down the lines. His kick was smothered. Young did well at the bottom of the pack for the Bulldogs. Hand pass Bontempelli, hand pass to Hunter. He's 65 out. Driving ball to full forward. Big leapers, no mark. For the ball, Waitman, hand pass to Bailey Smith off his head, and then got it on the ground and kicked it off the ground for a goal. The umpires will confer. They'll go upstairs. But the hand pass from Waitman was off the head of Smith, and then it bounced on the ground. He threw a boot at it.
We just check if it was touched off the boot. Score review. Umpire's call is a goal. Can you please check if the ball was touched?
Here's the Harvey Norman boys. What do you reckon?
No touch there. It's going to be a goal.
And a blood rule, Brett.
Did the umpires say touched?
No, he said it was a goal.
A goal.
Just checking if it was touched.
Definitely a goal.
Between the ball and the Brisbane defenders at all times. Decision on the scoreboard.
Certain goal coming up on the scoreboard. Don't worry about that.
I don't know why we have to wait for the scoreboard. It'd be quicker to say it was a point.
There it is. Through the middle for a goal. 3-3-21 the Dogs. 4-3-27 the Lions. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard supporting Sparkies with 7:30 opening hours trade prices, click and collect and free delivery from over 100 Beacon Lighting stores.
And that's where you want your captain to do something big, the centre clearance, the handball to the advantage. Didn't have to break stride. I think it was Hunter. Didn't have to break stride. Bontempelli grabbed it, bang. That handball's slightly off. He doesn't get that room. He doesn't get the penetration. He doesn't get it as deep. Bontempelli, brilliant.
And they're going to have to do it the hard way, the Dogs midfielders, because they're not getting first hands on the footy. That was another tap from Oscar McInerney straight down the throat, but their midfielder, the Western Bulldogs, were able to do enough to win that footy back.
Down to you, B.
Marcus Adams bleeding from the nose, bleeding quite profusely. Doctors patching him up. Also, Aaron Norton getting his left knee and groin area checked. Fair bit of concern around him right now.
All right, keep an eye on those as we see the replay of Bailey Smith, and no doubt about it at all. And he's been prominent. Let's go back to the middle. Robert Finlay bounces the ball here. And McInerney is absolutely destroying the Dogs in the middle. He's done it again and again and again and again and again. McRae's handball was smothered as well. They knock it forward. Cameron paddles it out in front. Takes Eastonwood on in a race. Turns to goal and kicks it. He's burnt the former skipper. He said, I am just so much quicker than you. And in the final, he took him on in a foot race and burnt the size and out of him and kicked the goal. Cameron has 3.
It took me back to my childhood watching the Roadrunner of the Coyote.
Yes.
The Roadrunner just went beep beep, choo. Off he went. The Coyote left in the dust.
And I mean, Eastonwood used to be one of the great athletes, but he's a bit older now, Eastonwood. He's had his injury concerns, and Charlie Cameron, didn't he put on the burners? You could see the smoke coming out the back of his heels as he was taking that footy on. What a game we've got. All of a sudden, goals galore.
Being able to execute going at that speed is really difficult, and running away from the goal, that's a very, very good kick that from Charlie Cameron.
Just scintillating footy and showcasing why this is the best game in the world. That was magnificent.
Makes last night's game look really awkward. They've kicked 8 goals, Baz, in 28 minutes.
And Charlie Cameron with 3 already, 5 last week for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy, still 4 minutes left to play first term. Whistle goes, advantage paid for the Lions, and Neil runs away from 40. He got dragged on the kick by the jumper, it fell short. And Bailey Williams is marked for the Dogs between the goal and point post.
And just goes short to Bailey Dale. So Bailey Dale just slowing things down here for the Dogs. A rare opportunity to just draw themselves and focus. Kicks to Bontempelli. Bontempelli plays on without a lot of thought. Long handball to Hunter, who's wide, and he's got great composure and poise. Kicks it out in front of Shaki, who takes a nice mark. So Shaki is marked at half forward. The kick back inside to Bailey Smith. He likes to wheel and go, and he does this time as well. So Smith will drive it long and high. Waitman setting himself. Over the back they come. No winner. Out the back to Waitman. Snap it. Goal! Missed. Marner score. Dogs 3-4-22. Lions 5-3-33. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
So it'll be Rich from full-back to bring it in for Brisbane. The Lions with a 9-point lead. An 11-point lead. As Rich at half-back receives it back and goes a little short one over the top to Fullerton, who marks outside defensive 50. So Fullerton stands not flat-footed, just walking back slowly, out of sight of the ground. Low drop punt about 35 metres is good. And the mark is taken. McCluggage receives it on the wing. Got players running past. One of those, Birchall. He'll go into his left boot. He's a beautiful left foot. Drop punt. Cameron will leap in between 2 Bulldogs. He was set for a big leap. Couldn't get high enough, Ash, and the ball went out of bounds.
Well, Triple M Red Z, back in round 21, the Bulldogs conceded 6 goals from centre clearances against the Bombers. They've already conceded 3 majors already in this first quarter.
They're just surging the ball forward at every opportunity. You can see them say, well, let's get it away from the Western Bulldogs' strength, which is their midfielders. Let's just surge it forward and we'll get onto it.
Lions by 11 points in the latter stage of this first quarter. McCluggage with a no-look handball missed his intended Lockie Neal target, and Bontempelli to gain 10 by knocking it along the boundary and finding it.
You're doing well about Fullerton. Berry looking similar, don't they?
Yeah.
The hairdos.
So boundary throw in. Marcus Adams preparing to come back on the ground as well. Bontempelli, how's he gone in this first quarter, Ash?
5 touches.
Knocked down here, McInerney in front once again. Bontempelli with a handball to McRae on his wrong right side, got pushed in the back. So free kick down the field will go to Aaron Norton. That's almost 50 on Coleman. This is Norton's first touch.
I tell you, it's quiet Treloar. What's Treloar had?
Yeah.
Just his 3rd touch for Norton, and Treloar is statless.
Really?
Yep.
So, Joey, have we got a hold? Not sure whether we can see who's doing the job on Treloar. Be interesting to know
if we can pick it up. Of course, long ball down the line here, high footy punched away by Andrews over the line out of bounds.
I just think with the midfield the way it is, Treloar's playing as a half forward, so you can see him there jogging off to half forward. It's one of the hardest spots on the ground, and I just think he hasn't really found his groove since he's come back from injury. He's just struggling to find his role and find a real rhythm with his game.
65 around from the Doggies' goal, out of sight of the ground. Brisbane by 11 points. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left in the first term. English thumps it about 10 metres the Dogs' way. Berry drops back at half-back. Got to get it put away by hand. He was hyped. Little hand pass to Rich was all right. Rush kick to the wing out of side. Now we've got a contest ground level. Zorko put his head over it. Got away from Rourke Smith, but he's kicked it into the path of Bailey Williams for the Doggies. Another high ball back to half forward. Smith sits underneath it for the Bulldogs. Berry picks his pocket again for the Lions. Kicks to the outer side wing.
Gave it to Lockie Neal, who bursts through the middle of the ground. Little Chisler. Cameron comes up, marks. Centre half forward. 55 metres out. He plays on. Gives the handball to Starcevic. Starcevic, little kick. Missed Neal. He had him open. Keith got it to English. They fire out of defence here. Rich came forward. Bailey Smith saved the day in front of 4 Lions players then. He saved the day. Otherwise, they were off on attack again. And a ball up on the wing as a result.
There was a certain goal miss there. They had targets everywhere and just completely muffed it.
Minute 30 left in the first term of game time. 11-point lead for Brisbane. The Bulldogs fight again. Hunter's got it. Tackled by Cockatoo. It was high, said the umpire. So Hunter for the Bulldogs. Defensive side of the centre. Got a player running out here on the wing. He delivers a high ball into the arms of Bailey Dale. Markson wants to go. Does a little balk around Cockatoo. Clever. Takes a bounce. Runs to 55. Low ball to Waitman. A little bit too high over his head. Harris Andrews cleans up. Hand pass comes out to McCluggage from Gardner. McCluggage onto the left boot. Kicks outside defensive 50 for Brisbane.
Looking for pain, but made it hard for him in front. Well done by the Dogs. Gardner there. Easton Wood kicked it straight to Bailey Dale. Accidental. His kick inside 50 was horrible. Gardner of Brisbane comes out in defence. There's a Gardner at both defensive ends, and they're both sort of spoilers, and they don't do a lot, but they do a lot if you know what I mean. And over the line, out of bounds it go. That's who took it over the boundary line.
There's been
Gardner.
a few targets missed inside 50 in the last couple of minutes by both sides.
Footy spins in. Young and McInerney. Tap down will favour McRae. Run into the tacklers, but he snuck out the hand pass to Hunter. A long hand pass to Daniel. Short kick inside forward. 50's all right. One way then the other. Rourke Smith tackled, lost it, dropping the ball. Good tackle from Zorko at virtually true centre half back for Brisbane.
You can't sell double candies in a row. Just one's enough. They're onto you the second time. You're taking the piss if you do it twice in a row. Here's Gardner of Brisbane in defence. Goes wide to Robinson. He takes the mark. There's 20 seconds left in the quarter and they've gone into lockdown mode here, Brisbane. The professional unit that they are. Birchall, short ball as well, finds McCluggage. What a quarter of football. 8 goals, 7 kicked in it. It's an 11-point lead to the Brisbane Lions. McCluggage is told to go and the siren sounds to complete a ripping first quarter. Really good football. Honest, hard, exciting. Bit fidgety, bit nervous sometimes, but good fun to watch. Quarter time, and it is Brisbane by 11 points. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M ranks football.
That quarter for Beacon Trade. Supporting Sparkies with 7:30am opening hours, trade prices, click and collect and free delivery from over 100 Beacon lighting stores.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks finals footy.
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back. Game on. Robot Building Supplies, now delivering contact-free. Visit robotbuildingsupplies.com.au.
It's better than good.
Triple M rocks footy on Melbourne's 105.1.
Hi, it's Marty Sheargold from Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show, and right now, Triple M rocks finals footy. And I'm back Monday morning from 6. Does the AFL have a song? Because, you know, we consume so much AFL, but it's not like the cricket where they had that fantastic da-da-da.
Yeah.
Da-da-da. But the AFL needs a song.
Like an Up There, Kazali.
Like when Channel 10 had it, they played Hunters and Collectors.
That's right.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6. Or hear it anytime on the new Listener app.
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back, and it's time to get in the game. There's $616 million in prizes to win, like a Volkswagen T-Cross, Red Balloon, gift vouchers and more. Peel and scan to win at Macca's today. Ends October 19. Full terms at mcdonalds.com.au.
This Father's Day, don't get Dad socks and jocks. Get him a big brand fragrance from Chemist Warehouse. Simply shop online at chemistwarehouse.com.au, spend $30 or more, and we'll deliver your gift within 24 hours for free. Get Dad the fragrance he really wants, or spoil yourself with all your essential health and wellness needs with free delivery within 24 hours from our house to yours. Offer ends Sunday, September 5th and excludes prescriptions and pharmacist-only medication. Selected stores only. Chemist Warehouse. Fast delivery powered by DoorDash.
With Trade Institute of Victoria's virtual classrooms, you could be running the show in no time. TIV's Diploma of Building and Construction can help you climb the ladder and learn how to manage your own business. Follow TIV's pathway to becoming a registered builder, learning from the comfort of your own home. Government funding available to eligible applicants. Apply online. Learn now and build your future faster with TIV. RTO number 21920.
The Isuzu D-Max is born to play.
You can go your own way. Go your own way.
With 4x4 terrain command, a rear diff lock, and up to 800mm weighting depth on all 4x4 models. Get off-road and live it up in the powerful 3-litre turbo diesel Isuzu D-Max. Search Isuzu D-Max.
Join Self-Wealth. From balanced ETFs to the power to trade on the ASX and US markets, we've got you covered on one intuitive platform. No percentage commission fees and the security of CHESS sponsorship. It's your access pass to safe and secure investing. Selfwealth.com.au.
Do you think people with disability are effective in the workplace?
I don't know the answer.
Find out what Australia really thinks about disability, old people and obesity. New series streaming free on SBS On Demand.
The Lowdown. Around town.
When it's time to travel, it's time to What If It. Check out select hotels that are fully refundable and more at whatif.com or download the What If app. Booking cancellation windows apply. What If? It's Aussie for travel.
The Lowdown. Robot Building Supplies, now delivering contact-free. Visit robotbuildingsupplies.com.au.
It's better than good.
Triple M rocks footy on Melbourne's 105.1.
Triple M rocks finals footy.
This quarter for Kennards Hire. Do Kennards Hire make your job easy? Ken Oath.
For McDonald's and Remont Water, Triple M continuing to rock football. This is semi-final football at its best. Two attacking sides. Brisbane lead 5-3-33 over the Dogs 3-4-22. After the Dogs owned the first 15 minutes, the Brisbane owned the last 15 and have now a lead of 11 points. Ash, what have we got with the Red Z lenders?
Charlie Cameron, number one ranked player, 4 disposals, 3 majors. McRae leading ball winner on the ground with 13.
Bob Jane T. Marts B.
Aaron Norton, the good news is that he went back out in the ground in the last few moments and got no treatment during that break, so that knee is okay. Marcus Adams, though, they had a lot of trouble stemming the bleeding, not only from the nose, but he obviously copped some boot studs from the shorts to the socks and is bleeding all down his legs. He will head back out there, though. Also, neither medical sub has been used in Ryan Lester or Jason Johannesson, so they are still dry for the next 3 quarters, gentlemen.
Seabus super special comments, Joey.
Oh, this is just a great game, as you've called it beautifully, that first quarter, BT and Baz. I mean, it's going up and down both ends of the ground. You look at the inside 50, 16-18 in a quarter. So if that was to continue, it would be 72 inside 50s to 64, which we would never have. That would be someone for your Christmas party down at Lake Boga. It would be off the charts.
Lake Boga?
Is that where it is?
Lake Boga Caravan Park.
Hasn't that caravan park been flooded and gone?
Not that I'm aware of.
You've got a cheap lot there.
He might have.
But both teams are attacking off half-back. They're taking the game on, as you've called, Duck. They're giving that quick little handball, which is opening up the whole field for both sides. And really, it looks like at the moment, the team that can take their opportunities, finding a mark inside 50 and converting in front of the goals is going to get their opportunities because both teams are getting good looks inside 50.
What do you do at Lake Boga in the summer, Ash?
Well, that's where we have our stats party. There's even you've got a red rocket there at the lake. You can probably accommodate about half a dozen people. We ride round on that.
Been no water in that lake for 35 years.
Is that right? No, there is. It's flourishing at the moment, BT, for Red Z.
They just talk stats anyway. They don't use the lake, do you?
Duck, any thoughts so far in this game? And a margin of 11 points, Brisbane leading. We're just about ready to get underway.
Yeah, you'd be a barefooter, wouldn't you, two men, on the...
Right,
You'd be a two-ski operator. No, you know what? I agree with Joey. Whoever takes the most of their opportunity, both sides should have kicked another 2 or 3 in that quarter. Exciting game of footy.
Certainly is for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. And the leading side, the Brisbane Lions, go to the left of our broadcast position in the second term, and McInerney again got a hand on it, but McRae was waiting for it, ground level for the Doggies. Little hand pass to Bontempelli, got the fat side of the footy, real high ball. English crashed the pack, and it spills 20 metres the Bulldogs' way forward 50. Coleman was there, hand pass to McInerney, back to Coleman, now a kick into the centre for Brisbane. Running onto the footy, Bontempelli, can't break the tackle. Little right foot pass, McRae's been cut off. McCluggage off halfback, takes a bounce, takes the second for Brisbane, takes a third, splits the centre, then his kick was smothered by Caleb Daniel. Daniel head over the footy, holds it up at half-back. Oh, it looked good for Brisbane. What's the umpire call?
Oh, he sucked that in, Baz. He has to get it out. That is a wrong decision.
I'll tell you what, McLeod, it's the old classic, take one bounce too many.
Well, you know what that was, Duck? That was a player that hasn't seen that much space on a footy field for about 5 years, that a player can run through the corridor and take 3 bounces. It just doesn't happen in modern footy, and I think McCluggage got that excited, Duck. He just kept running and running until he ran into...
Not as excited as Duck on a day off.
Well, I think that's what you... Whenever you get the ball in that situation, you've got to always keep your eyes up. You've got to see what's up the ground. So that extra bounce... just stuffed him.
Yeah, Ed Cockatoo running wide as well. Zorko, excellent. McCluggage to Rich. Rich with a high ball, got it inside 50. Very high one. Payne came. I'm not sure he's a forward in my book. He just goes as the back, and the forwards are better than backs, if you know what I mean. High ball into the middle of the ground. Here they come again. Harris Andrews got a difficult bounce. Got back and got it though. Was able to get away from Vandermeer. Beautiful ball out wide. Finds McCarthy. Long way up from his goals though. He's 70 metres out, McCarthy. A packed Gabba for this semi-final. Bit of a mung ball that's kicked out of bounds on the full. It was horrible. And a free kick to English in the back half for the Dogs.
So the big ruckman for the Bulldogs. Eyes darting right. Deep inside his defensive 50. Plays on out of the back pocket now. A long driving ball to the wing outer side of the ground. Pack of 5 will fly. In front of that pack, Bontempelli brought it to ground. Bank onto his own footy. Has to kick the half back under pressure. Liberatore follows the bouncing ball. Hand pass to Dunkley. Hand pass over the top towards Gardner of the Lions, and a tackle's laid and the ball will be thrown in the air about 2 metres inside the boundary line. So halfway between wing and half forward for the Brisbane Lions. They led by 11 points, and we're a couple of minutes into the second term on the Triple M Kennard's highest scoreboard.
We are indeed. Got a boundary throw in, taking a long time to get underway. Horrible throw in as well. Knocked down by Young, who's trying to compete with the taller McInerney. McRae dived on the ball, taken away by Neal. Got it out there towards Berry. Berry, little handball there to Robertson. Got it into Bailey. Back in here to Lyons. Goes inside. Might have been Berry, it was. Looking for Danaher. Out the back door is Payne. Had a bit of a fiddle, a fell on a fumble. McCluggey's this way, that way. Back to Payne. Payne around the corner with a kick. Hasn't got the depth. Punched through by Easton Wood in the end. Could have marked it. There was no one within 15 of him. And through for a behind it went. Lions 34, Dogs 22.
That tells you the type of pressure they're under. He was all by himself, could have taken a mark, double-fisted it through.
Kennard's higher scoreboard. Do Kennard's higher make your job easy? Of course they do.
Absolutely, BT. Daniel runs into the back pocket, kicks out towards Shackey, but McInerney strong in the contest. Marks about 70 from the Lions goal. Outer side of the ground. The big ruckman who started magnificently tonight. Long ball to Payne in front. Off hands down to Daniel.
High contact, Bulldogs.
We've got high contact from Payne as he fell on top of him. And he gets the free kick for the Bulldogs in the back pocket. 12 points up Brisbane. And we're 3 minutes into the second term.
Daniel with a beautifully disguised hook kick to Bontempelli in the middle. Now Bontempelli is going to launch inside 50. 2 kicks within scoring distance. Norton juggling, got it. He's taken the mark. Beautiful footy. 2 clearing kicks. Norton now with the third to kick the goal.
Tell you what, Caleb Daniel, that kick was just superb.
Disguise. Everyone thought he was going wide.
Yeah, he's the best component, I reckon, from that situation in the comp.
And what about the Bontempelli start to the quarter, Chew? He's had a bit of ball already.
5 touches already, opposed to 6 at quarter time.
And this is a big kick for him for his confidence, BT.
Yep, absolutely it is. And the Dogs in need. An important kick for a lot of reasons. Norton comes in and he's got it, I think he has. So the Dogs have got the one they badly needed and a little bit of reward, and they cut the margin back to 1 goal. It's a 6-point margin on the Kennard's higher scoreboard, And I hired a generator last week, Baz, from Kennard.
Yes.
I had the wallpaper steamers going to remove the wallpaper, and they did a great job. I had 2 steamers going at once. Stuck.
Don't blow yourself up, mate. Be careful. You've stepped on a nail.
I know.
Your last month, you've stepped on a nail, and you've blown yourself up.
Yes.
And now you've got a wallpaper.
And Duck, I normally tell people to get vaccinated, but in your case, don't get vaccinated again and have another 3 days off, Duck.
Well, I guarantee you this: I won't get choppered if I do.
Well, how easy is it sometimes when you watch a game of footy when the good players get the ball in their hands? It was 2 kicks from the defensive 50 to inside 50 because Caleb Daniel pulled a beauty into the corridor, and then Bontempelli, a beautiful kick to Norton and a terrific mark. Yeah, it's a good game.
Ask your plumber to install a steady, hot and strong for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy, bounces good.
I was 400 miles from the hospital. What do you want me to walk?
Yeah. Beautiful spot up there, actually. There's McRae, kicks a low ball inside forward 50. No mark taken. Daniel Rich, bottom of the pack, just shuffles a hand pass out in hope. Well, it was 1-on-3 against Liberatore. He got first there. Hand pass off to Daniel. Then to Hunter. He's 60 out. Low drilling ball to Norton. The big English comes over the top. 20 out. Can't mark. Big McInerney tracks the footy. Back pocket for Brisbane and hacks the ball. Long ball to the outer side wing.
Daniel wants the boundary line. Finds it. Goes over the line out of bounds.
English just has to start clunking those balls. He's just not as... Just last week, okay, but just getting his hands to them, not clunking them at the moment.
Have a boundary throw in here, centre wing. You ever go at playing with gas and matches, Duck, and see how it works out for you? Big long boundary throw in here. Young and McInerney competing for it. McInerney with the right hand smacker over the top. Knocks it down, but in the path of Bontempelli. Tackled there by Berry. Brought him to the ground. Berry hurt his head as he hit the deck there, and I hope he's okay. Might have knocked himself out. 2 players put him up. He's up and just okay, and we'll have a ball up. Nathan Williamson, the umpire, throws it up.
And up they go. Little slap to the side. Will end up with Daniel Rich. He throws it onto that left boot. Another real high kick to half forward. McCarthy left over the pack. He's cleaned up his teammate in pain. He's hit the deck and hasn't moved.
They're both gone.
Off hands to Hunter. Hunter from half-back for the Dogs. Drives the ball forward to the wing. The numbers with Brisbane here. Adams slaps it down to Rich, but he couldn't track it. Rourke Smith came in behind him and stole him and grabbed the footy and kicked the bouncing ball to the forward pocket. English shoved away by Harris Andrews, and the Lions quick kick out of the back pocket.
High ball. It's not going to go far. Shackey. I reckon Shackey's playing with a bit more spirit and vigour in this game at the moment. Now Payne's out behind the play here. I don't think the game will stop at the moment.
A lot of claret.
Shackey's got the board. Umpire calls play on. Goes inside 50 with a deep long ball. English the target. Marcus Adams over the line. Down to you, B.
Jackson Payne, he's in a lot of trouble. Both doctors ran straight out to him, bleeding from the head quite profusely. He's very groggy. He was down for a long time. I do not think we'll see him again.
Accidental knee from his teammate when he came down. Duck got him in the head and split him open and may have knocked him out. And remember, any concussion is a week off as well.
You can see how big that gash was stuck on his forehead. You can see it on the Harvey Norman replay. That's nasty, and there will be a concussion. And ironically, he was the inclusion for Daniel McStay, who is missing this game, the 12-day protocol through concussion.
Massive cut. I mean, your brain's almost hanging out with a cut like that, isn't it? Only your skull keeping it in. It's horrible.
Harvey Norman having a look at it again. Yeah, McCarthy just the knee with real force coming down.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Bit too much detail from BT.
Gee, McCarthy has come out of it all right, considering. He landed very awkwardly as well.
I wonder whether he was stunned. He looked okay because he got up to tackle in the end, but B, this is horrible, isn't it?
I think McCarthy just tapped Jack Payne on the shoulder and said, sorry about that, mate.
Ball spins back into play, so Payne's down the race and does not look well at all. Berry's got it after the back of the pack. Grabbed the footy. Well, he grabbed the footy and players piled on top of him, so the umpire will ball it up. So the Lions with a big injury concern here. 6 points up they are. Ball thrown in the air. Heading to the midway mark of the second term. Big pack around this. Still about 25 metres out from the Brisbane goal. Big English has got it. And it'll be a free kick to the Brisbane Lions, and Lions will take it inside their defensive 50. So he's got the headband wrapped up, or the head wrapped up with the headband. He's had a bit of claret as well. Drives the ball to the wing outer side of the ground. Robertson for Brisbane. Tracks it behind the pack. Claims it. Hand pass to Danaher. He's dragged down by Treloar in a tackle. And the umpire will ball it up on the outer side wing. Bob Jane teammates, Belinda.
Jackson Payne has gone down to the rooms with the team doctor. The good news is he is walking unassisted and looks okay, so he's not too groggy. That head knock, though, is ugly. Lots and lots of claret.
Sort of upset the balance of this game a little. It's just a little bit of a hush coming over the Gabba. Won't take long to pick up. Keith funneled the handball there to Bailey Dale. His kick around the corner for safety out wide to half back. And an opportunity now for Rourke Smith. Little right foot kicker there to Trelaw, who's been involved in a couple of plays in the last minute or so. A tackle and now an opportunity for a possession. Is that his first hash?
Spot on, BT.
Wow. In the second quarter for this man here, Trelaw. Off hands it comes to McCluggage. Pulled the kick, found the good kicking Birchall, who slid the handball there nicely to Fullerton. Fullerton got it further afield. Gets it back now with the handball, doesn't know where to go. Found Mitch Robinson out the back door. On the left boot, Mitch Robinson with a ripper. Charlie on the lead, leads Eastonwood to the footy, as he has done all night. Now goes to Danaher in the pocket, and he marks 25 metres out on a very acute angle. It's on the wrong side for a left footer, if you know what I mean.
And the problem with Joey too is when he kicks from here, he might run around and try on his right, BT. But if he kicks a drop punt, he's a hooker. So really
away from the face.
Yeah,
of the ball.
absolutely.
So this maybe left foot banana for him.
Well, that's probably more percentage in a drop punt if you go off his track record.
He's going the drop punt. Kick on the way is across the face, as you predicted, Duck, and I helped. Ball goes over the line and out of bounds. We'll throw it in again.
Just not smart at all. Like, how did he think with his kicking action that he would kick a goal from there with that angle? He's better off with a right foot snap or a left foot banana.
Correct. Right.
Strange.
Boundary throw in right forward pocket for Brisbane.
He's hoping he miskicked it.
6-point lead they have. Midway through the second term, Bailey Dale grabs it, hand pass smothered, spills to Bontempelli in the back pocket. Long driving drop punt to Norton. He's caught behind Coleman and Adams, and the ball goes out of bounds.
And the reason why Joe does that, BT, is because he drops the ball on the inside. He drops it on the inside and then he chases it. So it's not a straight ball drop. It's all about that for him.
Got a hooker.
Yep. That's exactly like my golf shot, to be honest.
Yes.
When I'm hitting it well, it's a draw. When I'm hitting it poorly, which is most of the time, it's a bad hook.
Triple M Cbus Super special comments to Duck and Joey tonight, delivering consistent long-term returns for members. Cbus for us all. Boundary throw in. Dunkley dives on the footy. They dive on him. The umpire will ball it up.
And if you stay with us for the rest of the game, you'll hear about Duck's whole life. He sneaks a little portion of it in every now and then.
He water skis barefoot. He's golf. He's Brownlow.
Yeah, I never knew he even had seen a golf club. Never mind a golf course. Ball out of bounds here by the Dogs. It'll be a Lions ball and it'll be a young Robertson.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to get hold of Mosh so we can grow your eyebrows.
I like a bit of... I'm going for some Kaikui, see. As Robertson launches the ball in towards attack. Not a lot of scoring in this quarter. Just the one goal kick by the Dogs and Norton. It is slowed to a walk. Both coaches, they shouldn't be allowed to talk to the team at quarter time to tell them to go into defensive mode. Knocked out the back door. It's still a game that's full on, though. Plenty of pressure. Bontempelli with a fumble. Neil picks it up. Right foot snap. 30 metres, hasn't got the journey. Eastonwood marking the defensive goal square.
So the Dogs breathe again.
It's littered, a great game, but littered with poor decision and poor execution, isn't it, at times?
Yeah, particularly in the front half. Although this is how the first quarter started, BT. It wasn't a lot of goals early, and then it really opened up at the back end of the quarter.
I reckon the more options players have, the more they get confused.
6 points up, Brisbane. 14 minutes into the second term at the Gabba. Long kick now to the wing. Norton up. Off hands. Vandermeer at the bottom of the pack. Hand pass Trelaw. Hand pass back to Norton. Back to Trelaw by hand. Under pressure from Cockatoo. He missed Smith by hand. That was Bailey Smith. They clean up though, the Bulldogs. Hand pass back of the pack to Liberatore. Under heat from Zach Bailey. Bailey tried to kick it off the ground. Dunkley got in the way. Defensive side of the wing. Hand pass Bailey Smith. Another one of McRae. Whistle.
Bulldogs downfield where the ball is. Let it go. Bulldogs free kick.
So a downfield free kick will go to the Western Bulldogs. It's Liberatore that's gone down, boys. And a bit of push and shove. Danaher involved. We'll wait for the Harvey Norman. And Liberatore's back on his feet, which is good news. Here it is.
Actually, it's a good professional free because they were away, the Dogs.
Long kick to full forward, but Harris Andrews, deep in the back pocket for the Lions, has taken the mark.
Right near the behind post. Now he kicks it to the opposite side of the ground. Finds Zorko, runs off the mark. Now Zorko goes for the all or nothing kick into the corridor. Finds McCluggage, not sure what to do with it. Little kick to, on that occasion, to Cockatoo. Cockatoo was then held. Umpire calls play on. Was then tripped by Duray. Now he's got the free. Cockatoo, 55 metres out. Danaher wants it in the pocket. He goes away from Danaher. High ball looking for McInerney. He rose, couldn't hold it though. Spills to McRae. McRae to the middle of the ground. It's 1 on 3. It's Waitman onto the 3 Brisbane Lions. Sockers it off the ground. Gardner of Brisbane able to kick the ball and find Zorko in the middle.
And he spins and runs. Hand pass to Birchall running past. Long ball to fall forward. Danaher tried to shove the pack forward. Shackey stood strong. Second man in has taken the mark at fullback for the Bulldogs. The only goal in the term, this second term, kicked by the Western Bulldogs. That was Norton as they run it out of half-back. Dale kicks towards the wing, bounces out of bounds. Hunter chases it. Lions still by 6 points.
Yeah, it hasn't been through lack of opportunities, though, Baz. No. There's been opportunities everywhere.
Brisbane have had 10 inside 50s already this quarter, but just the one behind, they just can't finish off their work. It's really costing them at the moment.
34 plays, 28 in favour of the Lions.
And you talk about when you have that dominance, you've got to make sure you put it on the scoreboard.
Boundary throw in English into the ruck, wins this one down, got it to Dunkley. Dunkley from the standing start, hoisted it 35 metres in the Dogs' direction, and Coleman able to get it over the boundary line for a boundary throw in at half forward here for the Dogs. Let's see what they can do with this stoppage, the Dogs. 9:47 remaining in the half. 1 goal kicked in the quarter by the Dogs after an enthralling 8-goal first quarter. And the Lions lead it by 6 points. Umpire thrashes it back into play once again. Knocked down there by Fullerton. Libber got it front and centre, gave it to McRae, snapped it over his shoulder with a high ball. Hannon flies and marks against Birchall. And he's an opportunist, Hannon, and he'll line up 45 metres out on a very slight angle. Big opportunity to square the game up here from Mitch Hannon. Dropped out of the side a couple of weeks ago. Got a start again last week and from all reports did pretty well. And here he is now with an important kick. Dogs need a bit of reward. Can Mitch Hannon supply that? A 50-metre kick, very close to the man on the mark. Looks magnificent. Has it got the journey? Yes, it has. Dogs have kicked the only 2 of the quarter, and they draw level with Brisbane at 5-4 apiece.
Yeah, and that's why Duck's point about when you've got the momentum, you've got the game on your terms, you need to capitalise, especially when you're playing against another good side, Duck, because you're not going to have the game on your terms for the whole time. So they've missed their opportunity, Brisbane, to start this second quarter, and the Western Bulldogs, as soon as they've been able to get some opportunities, have made them pay. So that's the reason why the scores are level right now, despite Brisbane having the better of this second term.
And Lockie Neal, 9 touches in the first quarter, only 2 in this term, and Lions also quiet in this second term with just the 3 touches.
Scores level on the Triple M Kennards Hire scoreboard. The Kennards Hire make your job easy. Kenoth, they do. 5-4 apiece. Thank you, Joey.
Careful with that.
Yes, you've got to be real careful with that. 5-4 apiece. A ripping game of footy, but as BT said, the only 2 goals of this term, both Western Bulldogs goals. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Bounces good. McInerney up against English. English leapt higher, tapped the ground level, but it bounced off a knee of a Bulldog. Straight to Lines for Brisbane. He went for the Danaher in the lead. Too high for the big man. Spills behind to Easton Wood. Runs it out of the back pocket. Wood gets it again. Little hand pass to Jure. Rush kick is no good. 20 metres on its land with Lions of Brisbane. Hand pass off to Lockie Neal. Grabbed by the jumper. Had the hand pass to Mitch Robertson. Back to Lions. They're still 70 from home, Brisbane. Boundary side. Robertson gets it again. Rush kick's all right because McCluggage has taken the mark about 55 metres out.
Wheels around on the right boot, puts it in the front of the Danaher lead, and it was too high, and Bailey Smith able to mark in the last line.
This is another really poor kick. Poor decision to a 2-on-1 and poorly executed.
So Leicester warming up, Payne in a lot of trouble. They lost McStay last week. Does it unsettle them a little bit, Joey?
It does now, because obviously Payne was there to play a role as a tall forward. They might have to replace him. Potentially, Leicester could go forward.
McRae to Daniel. Daniel with a fumble through centre half back, and then got met by Zorko with a clumsy high tackle because they had a 4-on-1 advantage, the Lions, at their own centre half forward. And Daniel has been given the free, and rightly so. So 7:40 run remaining in the half. Scores level. Daniel, such a good user. Is he 100% tonight by foot? Because that was a perfect example. Now the ball inside 50 here. Looking for Waitman. Flew, couldn't hold the mark. Almost did. Picked up by Norton. Gave it back to Waitman. Banged it onto the boot. Kicked the goal. He had a quick look at it, Waitman. Did well. It was a reflex action. And the Dogs buy a goal. Dogs buy a goal here in the second quarter. 34-40.
Quite incredible. Brisbane, with the amount of ball, an easy ball inside forward 50, should be maybe 2 or 3 up, and it's been a complete flip. And I tell you what, Caleb Daniels, that kick and a kick earlier this quarter have set up 2 goals. I mean, that was just superb on the run, didn't break stride. Waitman's second effort. I'm not sure what Norton was thinking. He was heading towards goal, then put the reverse on and came back there, but clever goal in the end, but all set up by Caleb Daniel.
Absolutely, from the back half once again. And we said at quarter time, Duck, the team that was going to take their opportunities, make the most of their entries, were the team that we felt would get on top, and it's been the Bulldogs this quarter that have made the most of their opportunities and not Brisbane.
Bob Jane teammates, B, if the Lions made that sub.
Ryan Lester has taken the vest off and moved to the bench. He is getting ready to come on. Also concerning Harris Andrews with the physios right now. Both of them looking at him very closely in the knee area.
Keep your family safe on the roads. Free tyre safety checks at Bob Jane teammates. Call 13 26 25 today. Bulldogs out of the centre for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks. Footy Bailey Smith. Brilliant pass to Bontempelli. 40 out slide angle. Make it about 43. But he's turned his back on the goal and he's going to go back and have a shot for the Doggies.
Some sort of second quarter from Marcus Bontempelli, Shoot.
Yeah, Marcus Bontempelli, 7 disposals. He's taken a couple of marks, number 1 ranked player on the ground.
It's a big goal too, because it gives them real momentum going into half-time.
All 3 goals this term for the Bulldogs. Will this be the 4th? Bontempelli winds up on the left, it's not. Stayed left. 6-5-41 the Bulldogs, 5-4-34 the Brisbane Lions. We're 21 and a half into the second term. Triple M Kennard's highest scoreboard.
Not sure why Crab walked in then. He's
getting an awkward run.
It's easy, yeah. Yep. Strange the way he turned sideways like a Blue Manor out of the Mandurah Estuary. Over there, the Blue Manor headquarters. I'm not sure whether you're aware of that, Duck, in Western Australia, given the finals are going over there. So
I noticed Jacko is the cup ambassador.
Is he?
Yeah. Oh boy,
yeah. It'll be just easy to couple out. There's Neil. Dollars. Zorko to Gardner. Brisbane goes backwards. Remember, we've got a Gardner on each defence, and they're both dour defenders. Starcevic plays on. That's the word that Ash has asked me to use in describing them. Here's Rich, who marks in the back pocket for Brisbane. 6 down, and they've gone into control mode here, the Lions. They've gone into their shell a little as Zorko sideways kick to Gardner, gives it to the experienced and good kicking Birchall. Birchall tries to spot someone out here in Fullerton. Knocked it down to the front to Coleman. Swooshed the handball off to Mitchie Robinson. He thumps it inside 50. Got a bit of a run at Danaher. Pushes Keith out of the way. Williams was there. Tackled and dispossessed by Cockatoo. And he might get the free. No, it goes the other way, says Matt Stevic.
Not sure what that was for. Triple M Harvey Norman replay. It was a really good tackle from Cockatoo. Williams dropped the ball cold, and I'm thinking maybe said he held on a fraction long, but gee, not a lot in that.
Harvey Norman, your leaders in technology with a huge range of laptops to suit any budget. Ripping game of footy in the cutthroat semi-final. 23 minutes into the second term, and it's a lead of 7 points to the Bulldogs. They've claimed the lead at the Gabba, and they've got a free kick on the wing. And it's Shaki. Defensive side, but he's missed the target with a kick inboard. Lockie Neal got in the way, tried to barrel past Bontempelli. Did he get him high? He did. Lockie Neal's going to get the free kick. Forward to the wing, broadcast side of the ground. Lions teammate screaming for it. McCluggage received it by hand. Didn't see the tackler coming. Was pushed on the kick. Bounces inside forward 50. Berry and Daniel go at it. Berry in front for Brisbane. Trelaw third man in. Claims it. Hand pass to Hunter. Hand pass Bailey Dale. His kick was smothered. Just outside defensive 50 for the Dogs. Good pressure. McCluggage allowed McCarthy in. Hand pass Robinson. Settles from 40. Lines up. Heads home. Puts it through. Brisbane back to within a point of the Doggies. 6-5-41 the Dogs. 6-4-40 Brisbane. 24 second term. Triple M Kennard's highest scoreboard.
Yeah, well, they needed that, the Brisbane Lions, because as we said, the Dogs had just started to get on top on the scoreboard, but it was just their pressure again. Brisbane relentless. They've been at it and at it all game. It hasn't quite worked for them in this quarter. But if these midfielders and smalls keep pressing, keep applying pressure in their front half and get their opportunities, they will keep getting good looks at goal. So it was good reward for effort there by the Brisbane Lions smalls.
Joey Montagna there with the Seabus Super Special comments. And cracking game. We keep saying that. We're just enjoying it. I hope you are at home. Full of everything. Collisions, goals, great play, bad play, funny, not so funny. It's just good. Big crowd at the Gabba. It's everything you'd want in a semi-final. And there's still 4.5 minutes in the first half to go. As Finlay slams it on the turf in the middle. Double-handed knockdown by McInerney. Got it to full it and gave the handball to Neil, who scorched the ball inside 50. Cameron looking for it. Bailey Williams punch out the back. Cameron almost ran in the line of the footy. McCarthy got it to Bailey. Bailey, quick snap, missed, I think. Mana score. 41 points apiece. 6-5 each. 4 minutes remaining first half.
Duck, for as good as Charlie Cameron is, and he's kicked the 3 goals, he's had a couple of shaky moments, hasn't he, in this first half?
Yeah, well, like the rest of the side, they've really muffed real easy opportunities, and that was one of them for Charlie Cameron.
Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Joey and the Duck in the semi-final. Didn't get any better than that. Easton Wood, long kick outside defensive 50 to Dunkley. Did it go out in the full? No. Little juggle over the boundary line, so a boundary throw in. Broadcast side. 6-5, 41 apiece. Scores dead level. A good representation of what this first half has been, and both sides right in the contest to go on to a preliminary final next week.
Ball knocked down to McRae, bottom Pelly, fast hands there. Got it to Rourke Smith. They're away here from the stoppage of the Dogs. Rourke Smith takes a bounce through the middle of the ground, launches on his left boot, long ball, they fly. Norton was late arriving. Marcus Adams did well. The bounce beat bottom Pelly. Now on the counter-attack, Robinson and Zorko set it up off half-back. Here go the Lions. Kick out wide to Neil, but got a hand there, Dunkley. Saved the day, and now he needs the boundary line. Neil's all over him. Dunkley's there as well. They tie each other up and we'll have a boundary throw. In fact, the ball up at half-back. In fact, a free kick in the end will go the way of Dunkley at half-back.
Yeah, the umpire saying Lachie Neale dived on it when he was on the ground, but gee, he's a bit unlucky. He was already on his knees. There wasn't much else he could do, but that's the letter of the law.
So Dunkley with a free X up going backwards to Caleb Daniel, who marks just outside defensive 50 for the Bulldogs. 41 points apiece as we close in on half-time. 2 minutes 30 left. Daniel plays on, kicks forward to the wing. Rich in front, wants the boundary line with a punch and he'll get it. Rourke Smith can't keep it in. It's a real fight now at the Gabba as we get set for a huge second half in this one, with 2:30 left on the clock in the first half.
Boundary throw in, neutral territory on the wing here. McInerney in front of Young has beaten him hands down. Ball spills to McCarthy. Treloar Ash in this second quarter, after no touches in the first, has come into the game.
He has, BT, 5 disposals.
Ball up almost at half forward here for the Dogs. McInerney again. Love to know how many he's won. Ash, if you can pluck that out of your backside at some stage. Here's Easton Wood, got a difficult bouncing ball. Bailey made it look good by knocking it inside 50. Gee, Danaher was very nearly on his way. Bailey was very nearly on his way. Eventually the little handball from the Dogs defensive. Gardner out wide to Coleman. Ball knocked down, picked up here by Lyons. Went the squirting little ball into Cameron. He tried to turn before he even had it. Gave it away to Wood. And now Easton Wood with a clearing talk finds Norton.
Oh, he juggles. Going to be played the mark. No. Coleman at the fall of the ball. Norton lays a tackle. Geez, he had a fair piece of it. Didn't really control it, but had enough of it. Ash, what do you got?
Yeah, and those hit-outs, McInerney dominating. 23 hit-outs to the Bulldogs team total of only 10.
Bridget Lenning stats, ball up on the wing. McInerney grabs it out of the ruck again. He does that so much. Got it to Birchall, hand pass to Robinson. Long ball for Brisbane inside forward 50. Easton Wood drops back with a flight and takes the relieving marker. True centre half back for the Western Bulldogs.
You know what's good about watching gun sides at the end? Both teams are givers. They just give it to the guy in the best position, and it just creates such a better game. Easton Wood goes very, very wide. And it'll be a free kick going the way of Dunkley against Zorko, who's given away a couple of unnecessary frees in the last few minutes. So a minute 12 remaining here. It's 3-1 in this quarter in favour of the Dogs. Daniel spearing ball in the direction of Hannon, who got taken forward. No advantage, so it'll be a free kick, Hannon, between wing and half forward. It was unnecessary by Caden Coleman. And it'll be a free going the way of Hannon. Time ticking away. Under a minute and a half. Hannon goes on his favoured left side. High ball at the back. Waitman waits for the ball over the back. Very nearly got there. Gardner of Brisbane gave it to Robinson. Free kick Brisbane's way last line of defence.
So they hold it up in the back pocket, the Lions. Gardner gets up for Brisbane and just holds the footy to his hip with 34 seconds left in the first half. Scores dead level. Short kick to Rich. And he stands flat-footed, just soaking up time. Kicks now. Left foot ball wide to the boundary line. And McInerney, look at him, real happy to see the boundary line. And just slap it out of bounds in neutral territory with 19 seconds on the clock. It'll take a quick clearance. Scores dead level as we approach half-time.
It would indeed. Both coaches making notes regarding their address at half-time. Just in case you missed, Pained out with a massive gouge to the bonce on the back of Mustay last week. He's really big gouge, and now Bonampally from 55 to an open goal square. He got all of it and just missed. To the right-hand side. Look how quickly that ball girl got the ball in for Brisbane. Boy, I reckon she's on the bloody payroll. Did you see how quick she got that in? She was on the run as it was going over her head. She works for Brisbane. It is unbelievable. Half-time lead, 1 point. Dogs. Great game, 6-6-42. Lions, 6-5-41. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy.
That quarter for Kenard Tyre. Do Kenard Tyre make your job easy? Keno.
For Ream Hot Water.
Triple M Rocks Finals Footy.
Built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream. Robot Building Supplies, now delivering contact-free. Visit robotbuildingsupplies.com.au.
It's better than good.
Triple M Rocks Footy on Melbourne's 105.1.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show is giving you a crack at $10,000 cash every morning. Enter this pin in the correct order to win.
1, 6, 9, 3.
If you won 10 grand, what would you do with it, Carol?
Go to Darwin. Been trying to do all this year and have been able to get it.
Just need your 4 numbers there, Carol.
3, 1, 6, 9.
Pin incorrect.
You're still not getting to the Northern Territory.
Triple M's $10,000 vault. Your next chance to win is 8 a.m. Monday on Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show.
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back, and it's time to get in the game. There's $616 million in prizes to win, like a Volkswagen T-Cross, red balloon, gift vouchers, and more. Peel and scan to win at Macca's today. End October 19. Full terms at mcdonalds.com.au.
Join Self-Wealth. From balanced ETFs to the power to trade on the ASX and US markets, we've got you covered on one intuitive platform. No percentage commission fees and the security of CHESS sponsorship. It's your access pass to safe and secure investing. Selfwealth.com.au.
Yeah, what's that you got there, buddy?
Ah, it's my new drink of choice. An ice-cold Kraken and Dry with a twist of lime. It's really refreshing and is going to go perfectly with whatever you've got cooking tonight.
Oh, nice. Can you mix one up for me?
No need, mate. It's a premix and it's ready to go.
Oh, that is good. Kraken and Cola and Kraken and Dry. Bar quality, served at home. Available in premix. Drink responsibly.
We are the bricks. We are the mortar. We are the wards. We are the tests, the results, the comforters and the comforted. We are the breakthroughs and the recoveries. We are 150 years of challenge and triumph, heartache and joy. And we are the future, full of extraordinary possibilities. We are the Alfred.
Donate now to the Alfred Critical Care Appeal, alfred150.org.au.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
In 2021, Triple M rocks footy.
You don't get that on the other stations.
Tempur mattresses. Feel comfort. Feel support. Feel Tempur. Find AFL player stories at tempur.com.au.
That is a ripper.
Hard Yakka is for a new breed of Aussie legends. Toughness is in their DNA. No shortcuts. Hard Yakka, a history of hard.
That makes it tough.
For Ream and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
Check 1, 2. QR code check. Check in. Before you start shopping at Woolworths, in Victoria, it's mandatory to check in with a Victorian Government QR code to make contact tracing easier.
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back, and it's time to get in the game. There's $616 million in prizes to win, like a Volkswagen T-Cross, red balloon, gift vouchers and more. Peel and scan to win at Macca's today. End October 19. Full terms at mcdonalds.com.au.
Robot Building Supplies, now delivering contact-free. Visit robotbuildingsupplies.com.au.
It's better than good.
Triple M rocks footy on Melbourne's 105.1.
Triple M rocks finals footy.
This halftime break for X-Lock Tools and Accessories by Bosch. Extra fast, extra safe and extra easy.
A magnificent semi-final so far from the Gabba, and it's a 1-point ball game at half-time. The Western Bulldogs 6-6-42 lead Brisbane 6 goals 5-41. This is the half-time break for Bosch Power Tools. X-Lock Tools and Accessories by Bosch. Extra fast, extra safe and extra easy. The best in the business is here tonight. Brian Taylor calling the action. The Duck, the greatest player of all time. The great Joey Montagna, two-time All-Australian Saint, and Ashley Chua on the Red Z Lending stats. Ash, what do they tell you about this tight game at half-time?
Well, Bulldogs 28 inside 50s to Brisbane at 37. Now, the Bulldogs concede the least number of inside 50s per game at 46, so Brisbane well up. Brisbane also leading the clearances at +4, and the scores from centre clearances, they're ranked number 1 in the competition. They've posted 3 goals, 1 to the Bulldogs at 1-1. But the concern for Brisbane in that second quarter, 19 entries inside 50 for only 1 goal, 2, whereas the Bulldogs were a lot more efficient, 12 entries, I should say, for 3 majors. Leading ball winners on the ground, Jared Lyons, 18 disposals, 4 clearances, McCluggage busy with 17, Zorko and Lockie Neal, 16 disposals each. Charlie Cameron, 5 possessions and 3 majors, but all of those 3 goals were kicked in the first quarter, just the 1 possession in that second term. And for the Bulldogs, McRae, 24, Bontempelli, 17, had 11 alone in that second quarter. Caleb Daniels, 16 disposals, but using it very well by foot, 91% efficiency from his 11 kicks.
Joey, a blistering first term, one of the great first terms of finals footies we've seen for a while. A tighter second term and a 1-point ball game at half-time.
Yeah, look, really enjoyable game of footy. It's certainly not perfect by any means. As we've said in the call, both teams are making lots of mistakes, but that's because partly with the high pressure. I mean, it's a final. Both teams' pressure's been elite, but also there has been a lot of times where players have had to make decisions because they've got such good looks going inside 50 or going forward, haven't quite been able to execute. But really, it has been, as we said, just taking your opportunities in that front half. I mean, Brisbane Lions have 37 inside 50s at half-time. I mean, that's on track for 74, which I'm thinking would be one of the biggest results for the season from any team to have over 70 inside 50s. They just haven't been able to find enough marks inside 50, and we thought coming in that might have been an issue with their tools. And, of course, Jack Payne went down early in that quarter, so that took away another tall option. But they do have the smalls that can still find marks. I mean, Charlie Cameron had the 3 goals at quarter time. They weren't able to find him. They missed him on a number of kicks. Lincoln McCarthy's another marking player, and Zach Bailey and others down there as well. So they've certainly got enough, but they just haven't executed. And then the Western Bulldogs were able to make the most of their opportunities. They kicked 3 goals, a couple of scrambled ones, a nice mark from Mitch Hannon, a clever finish from Cody Waitman, and, of course, Bontempelli's brilliant quarter that really gave the Dogs the opportunity. So, as we thought coming in, this is still really a 50-50 game. I mean, 1-point difference. The numbers are all really similar. I still think if the Brisbane Lions get as many looks as they have in the second half, they probably will win from here. The Western Bulldogs have to try and tighten up their ball movement a little bit, but it's been a cracking game of footy, really enjoying it.
They were always going to be the danger side out of the top 4, weren't they, the Bulldogs? They should have, a lot believe they should have been in there. They dropped off in the last part of the season, but found their mojo a little bit in that last half against the Bombers. It was wet conditions. It was hard to read what is actually going on, but they've come out here tonight and they are really challenging Brisbane in front of their home crowd. But you'd reckon the Bulldogs, they are the danger side, aren't they, for those top 4 sides?
Yeah, they are. We know how elite their midfield is, and I mean, we spoke about it in that first quarter. I mean, Oscar McInerney really is dominating the hit-outs. He knows he's surging the ball forward. He's trying to grab it out of the ruck. He's trying to get it away from the Western Bulldogs midfielders. So they have to start on the back foot, the Western Bulldogs midfield. They have to start knowing they're not going to get their hands on the ball at the throw-ins or the ball-ups or the centre bounces. Yet they're only down by 4 at stoppage. They're doing such a great job of breaking even against the Brisbane midfield despite not getting their hands on the footy. So I think it's credit to the Western Bulldogs. Still plenty to go for both sides. Plenty of players that can lift as well. So sets up for a cracking second half.
Amy Clangers, we love them. Amy, who covers Clangers, Amy does. Lucky you're with Amy. We love the BT's the best in the business describing anything. We're a little bit queasy, though, after this description of an injury in that first half.
Jackson Payne, he's in a lot of trouble. Both doctors ran straight out to him, bleeding from the head quite profusely. He's very groggy. He was down for a long time. I do not think we'll see him again.
Accidental knee from his teammate when he came down. Duck got him in the head and split him open. Yeah. Massive cut. I mean, your brain's almost hanging out with a cut like that, isn't it? Only your skull keeping it in. It's horrible.
Been too much detail from BT.
It was just, I think you described it well. A little bit too much.
Just a little bit too much.
Yeah, we got a bit squeamy there. I think your brains was hanging out. Choice Hotels around the grounds, Ash. Need a break, book direct and save with Choice Hotels. ChoiceHotels.com. Of course, the second semi-final. We had the first one last night, and where we're heading next week.
We did last night, so Geelong defeated the Giants by 35 points. Hawkins 5 majors. And next week, next Friday night, it's the preliminary final between Melbourne taking on the Cats. That's at 7:50 our time. That's at Optus Stadium. And then the second prelim will be on the Saturday night. Port Adelaide, of course, taking the winner between the Brisbane Lions and the Bulldogs. That's at the Adelaide Oval, 7:40 kickoff.
Differences between last night and tonight. BT mentioned it a couple of times in the first half. This is an exciting game of footy to watch. Last night, not so much. Geelong. Can they still get the ultimate at the end of the year, Joey, after what you saw last night?
Look, I still think they can. Certainly Melbourne are the team to beat, but you can't write off Geelong. I mean, this is what they have strived to get. This chance again. They've gone and got out Jeremy Cameron, brought some other players into their club. They've been there so many times, and really I think this is their last chance. I think Paddy Dangerfield's last chance to win that elusive premiership. So they'll be primed. They're experienced. They've been in a situation a lot of times before. Yes, their system and their style is different to the teams that we're watching tonight, but they're hardened bodies. They're tough. They know how to play in these big games. I think it's going to be a really fascinating contest. Melbourne would want to bring their best footy to make sure they win, because if they're off a little bit, this Geelong side have just got a knack of knowing what they need to do, and they might just be able to pull it out.
And they look healthy, Melbourne, don't they? I mean, I'm talking fitness and
they're
bodies.
Flying. Confident, fit, healthy. They are flying, Melbourne. So there's no excuses, but Baz, we've seen it over so many times. The best team all year doesn't necessarily win the premiership. You've only got to be slightly off in a prelim. Richmond in 2018 dominated the whole year, and then Collingwood caught them out. We've had other teams in grand finals and prelims get beaten. Collingwood a few years ago against the Giants. So it can happen. You just have to be on your best game, and Melbourne should bring their best foot forward. But if they're slightly off, this Cats team can win.
Yeah, and the winner of this game, of course, against Port Adelaide, who looked real good in the first week of the final.
Yeah, they look sharp as well. And again, that'll be the exciting prelim, because both these teams are playing exciting brands of footy. We know Port Adelaide also play an exciting brand of footy, so sets up for a cracking weekend next week.
Oh, big second half coming up here. 6-6-42 the Western Bulldogs, 6-5-41 the Lions. Both are right in it in this second half. Who's going to take on Port Adelaide in the preliminary final next week? The best in the business, Brian Taylor, will tell us in the second half. The greatest player of all time, the Duck, will be back with Joey and the Chew Man and Belinda Mallon on the boundary line. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That halftime break for X-Lock Tools and Accessories by Bosch. Extra fast, extra safe and extra easy.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks finals footy.
Now, Joey, the Monopoly game is back at Macca's, and this year there's an epic $616 million in prizes to be won.
$616 million. Well, perhaps you'll be rolling up to the drive-thru in your brand new Volkswagen T-Cross. You'd look good in that, Baz. Or maybe you'd be getting started on your next home makeover with a Philips audio and visual package.
Absolutely. Or even treating yourself, Joey, to some much-needed retail therapy with vouchers from the Iconic.
All you got to do is peel and scan to win at Macca's today. Ends on the 19th of the 10th, 21st. Full terms at mcdonalds.com.au.
This Father's Day, Triple M's giving your dad exactly what he wants.
A brand new Bugatti Veyron and matching gold Rolex.
Okay, you might want to set your expectations a bit lower than that. Triple M's Top 50 Dad Rock Songs. All dad, all day. What'll be number one? Well, if we told you, it'd kind of ruin the surprise. Jeez. Triple M's Top 50 Dad Rock Songs. Counting them down this Father's Day Sunday from midday.
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back, and it's time to get in the game. There's $616 million in prizes to win, like a Volkswagen T-Cross, red balloon, gift vouchers and more. Peel and scan to win at Macca's today. End October 19. Full terms at mcdonalds.com.au.
It's your Dad's Day on Sunday 5th of September, and Liquorland has the drinks you'll love, like a 24-pack of James Boag's Premium 375ml bottles for only $49. So head into your local Liquorland today, or shop online and collect your order in just 30 minutes. Terms and conditions apply. See online for details.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles.
During the lockdown, all our Melbourne stores are open for both trade and contactless pickup 7 days a week. Yes, all National Tiles Melbourne stores are open for both trade and contactless pickup 7 days a week. As best we can, National Tiles is continuing to support Melbourne's trade and retail tile buyers during the lockdown. National Tiles, trade and contactless pickup at all our Melbourne stores 7 days a week.
Harvey Norman, your technology specialists. Perfect for a creative professional with its crisp resolution and vivid colours. The HP Envy 13-inch laptop. Now $1,288, save over $400. Work all day long with HP Fast Charge and the HP Pavilion 13-inch laptop. Now just $988, save over $300. Great for students working on the go. Get the fast and reliable Acer Aspire 3 for only $598. Now at Harvey Norman.
G'day, Luke Darcy here. In my new podcast series, Empowering Leaders, I sit down with some of Australia's most inspiring leaders in sport, art, business and education to discuss how they create environments that empower people to be their best. We discuss the shift in leadership from hierarchy to the 21st century style of collaboration where everyone has a voice. So to start your leadership journey today, search Empowering Leaders Podcast, download the Listener app now and listen for free.
Listener. If you're a Melbourne homeowner, check this out. Athena Home Loans is giving you the chance to win $100,000 to help pay off your home loan a hell of a lot faster. Just apply for an Athena home loan. That's a fee-free, super low-rate home loan, and you could slash a huge $100,000 off that baby. If you ever needed a reason to switch, this is it. For competition terms, dates and to apply, visit athena.com.au. Athena, love us and leave us. Standard credit criteria, terms, conditions and government charges apply.
Hey Frank, these Adventure Kings camper trailers are tough as.
Sure are, Jono, and you can customise them so they're ready to go just the way you want them.
Get into the four-wheel drive super centre now and we'll hook you up with a brand new Kings camper in time for Christmas for just $14,995. Plus, we'll give you a $1,000 voucher to help you accessorise it your way. Only while stocks last, online or in store at Four-Wheel Drive Super Centre now.
I'm calling mine the Jono.
Triple M rocks finals footy.
This quarter for IGA Liquor. Proudly local, proudly independent.
For McDonald's and Remont Water, Triple M rocks football half-time. Dogs by 1 point over the Lions. This is the half-time break for Bosch Power Tools, X-Lock Tools and Accessories by Bosch. Extra fast, extra safe and extra easy. Duck is with us, Joey is with us, Ash has done all the stats, B is with us as well, and of course, having a little break, Barry Denner at the moment. But great game of footy so far. Duck, you enjoying it?
Yeah, it is. It is. And as Joey said in his little segment before, it's a fascinating game of footy. And really, Brisbane should be 2 or 3 goals up with the amount of footy that they've had inside 50. They just haven't used it well. It's going to be the team that does make the most of those opportunities going inside forward 50. At the moment, that is the Bulldogs. So if they can get a few more opportunities, given their efficiency when they've gone in, then all of a sudden it's really game on. But I reckon all that Fagan would be saying to the guys at half-time is, look, you're doing 95% of everything right except for that last decision. And often BT, they've had 3 or 4 options. I mean, it's been... And because of those options, I think they've been in 2 minds, and as I said, they just haven't executed their skills as good as they should have.
All right, well, second half about 3 or 4 minutes away from getting underway here, and this is for a spot in a prelim final. And of course, the winner will play Port Adelaide, so they're going to have a tough job there. But you were saying before, Joey, these two sides both play a little bit like Port do.
Yeah, they do. They want to get the ball forward. They want to get inside 50 entries and surge the ball forward and then try and lock it in their front half and apply pressure and get some repeat entries. So it all sets up really well for these 3 teams. You could call it the exciting side of the draw at BT because Geelong, even Melbourne at times, have got that shade, the light and shade between playing fast and surging it but also controlling the ball, and the Giants try and do that as well. So that's maybe the more dour side of the draw, but this is certainly the exciting side.
Ash, Choice Hotels around the grounds. Need a break? Book direct and save with Choice Hotels. choicehotels.com. What do you got for us around the ground?
Around the ground.
Oh, yeah, last night, Geelong defeated the Giants, BT, by 35 points.
Yes.
Hawkins kicked 5 majors. And, of course, next Friday night, the prelim between Melbourne taking on the Cats at Optus Stadium.
So that is Friday night?
7:50 start.
And where will this Port Adelaide game will be played? if the Dogs win, where is it played?
Yeah, Adelaide Oval next Saturday night, 7:40 our time.
If the Lions win?
Yep, it's still against Port Adelaide at the Adelaide Oval.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Very good.
26,500, I think, has been confirmed. Capacity next week at the Adelaide Oval.
Okay.
Why?
I don't ask me why. I don't know these rules stuck. Who knows why they pluck a number the way they do?
Get vaccinated. That's the way to go. Down to you, B. There's been another sub.
Yeah, big news down here. Cody Waitman will take no further part in the game. He has a head knock as well, so that means if they advance to next week's prelim, he is also out. And BT, you were right. Jack Payne's head knock was enormous. He actually does not have concussion, but the gash to the head was so large that doctors could not patch him up to get him back out there.
Gee, well, that's not good for the future.
If they couldn't patch it up, he's going to be walking around with his brain coming out of his.
No, he will need some delicate surgery.
Probably plastic surgery, I would think.
After this game, So, something you always worry about, Duck. I mean, I know you with your good looks, and you too, Joey, of course, and myself. That you're always worried about scarring, aren't you, as a player? You do worry about losing your teeth and that.
Probably teeth, not scarring.
We had two doctors. There was always the one doctor we wanted to get stitches off because he did a much neater job. There was another doctor that used to sort of slaughter the stitches and used to leave some ugly marks. So we always went to the good doctor.
I wasn't referring to injuries for you, Duck. It was more any other alternate surgery. Like the old, what's the needle they put in your forehead to straighten things out?
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back. Game on for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M Rocks footy in the third quarter. Bounce is excellent. We're underway. Tap down towards Liberatore, and he'll kick the Bulldogs to centre half forward, the left of our broadcast position, third quarter. And players from both sides wrap each other up, and the umpire will ball it up. Right on the 50-metre line for the Western Bulldogs. And they have the game by 1 point at the moment. McInerney grabs it out of the ruck again and throws it onto his boot. Gains 25 metres into the centre of the ground. Keith comes the other way for the Bulldogs. Can't control the footy. Zach Bailey right in the centre of the Gabba now. Fullerton tried to shuffle the ball out. Liberatore was in there. Ended up with Bontempelli. Bailey tackles him. And the umpire will ball it up right in the centre of the Gabba.
What about Johannisen as the sub that's been activated, Joey? Can he have a really big impact in this game, or is he not playing well enough?
Well, hopefully he should. He's got the speed, and now that he's fresh compared to all the guys that have played a half of footy, you'd like to see him have an impact.
Ball off Fullerton here. Little handball comes to Bailey Smith, to McRae. Little chipper. Picked off here by Rich, worked the angles nicely and then just banged it on the boot. In a rare time you see him just kick a mongrel forward, and Easton Wood dropped the chest. He used his feet. Cameron beautifully out the back door. He's taking Wood on again. This time he didn't get the bounce that worked, and Keith was able to pick it up and stick it in Juray's hands, and he goes wide, and they're away through Bontempelli at half back again.
Yeah, he just lopes away. Two bounces. Will he have a third? Yes, my word, he will. He runs to the defensive side of the wing, drills the ball forward, the wing whistle goes. Bulldogs free kick to Norton being held in the marking contest. Adams looks at the umpire and shakes his head. And Norton's got Bontempelli. Look at him, he's still going the Bont. Receives it by hand. Kicks wide to the boundary line to Johannisen as BT said, just on the ground. But Starcevic, the ball weighted his way better, has taken the mark at half-back for the Lions.
Hasn't seen a lot of it today. Starcevic, Ash, playing deep in defence, of course.
5 touches.
Okay, kicks down the line here to the wing. High footy, big pack. Norton was up and he marked it. He was lying on the ground when it came back to him on the second grab. Norton going wide, sliding the football to Bontempelli, takes a one-hander. Still 60 metres from goal here.
My God, they've put no respect into Bontempelli whatsoever. You would have thought after his first half they'd at least put someone near him.
So Bontempelli now hugs the boundary line here, looking for English. Both hands on it, should have marked it in the end. It was almost an uncontested mark in the end for English, and he should be cursing himself, and he's not. And we'll have a ball up 20 metres out from the Dogs' goal mouth.
So the doggies swarm around the umpire as he throws it in the air. Who's going to get their hands on it? Bontempelli, deep forward pocket, kicks across the face of goal. The bouncing footy might go out of bounds here. It does. About 20 metres around from the Dogs' goal. Right forward pocket now. Another boundary throw in. 6-6-42, 6-5-41. IJ Liquor score, but IJ Liquor have you covered this final series. Get your favourite spirits, beer and wine. Head into ijliquor.com.au to find your nearest store. IJ Liquor, proudly local, proudly independent.
Who's going to be the first to get going here in the second half? No signs of who that'll be just yet. English outmanoeuvres McInerney. Dunkley kick around the body. Just offline and a minor score. So 6-7-43 the Dogs, 6-5-41 the Lions here. Western Bulldogs by 2 points with Rich to kick the ball back into play, and he'll go short to the pocket to Andrews.
Andrews marks and immediately looks up the ground and goes 15 metres further on to Starcevic. He's called to play on, so Norton trying to corral him, runs around Norton though. Starcevic now steadies, balances, kicks out wide to the wing. McCarthy was the leader and hit him on the chest. And he's right on the wing, true wing, and right on the boundary line broadcast side. The umpire calls him to play on. Shifted off his mark, so he goes long with the drop punt in hope. The half forward Fullerton caught a long way behind, but no mark taken by the Bulldogs defenders. Spilled to Robertson, hand pass to Neal, tried to kick across his body. That kick was spoiled out of bounds and forward to the wing broadcast side for the Bulldogs boundary throwing.
Centre wing once again, opposite side to the coaching box, if you like, or the interchange area. Close to the half forward, in fact, favouring Brisbane's end. McInerney will do the ruck work, pushes Young out of the way, although Young got the double-handed push down in favour of the Dogs. Dunkley kept it going to Libba. Libba picked it up and got a kick despite the pressure and the push in the back. It goes out of bounds on the full, and it'll be a Starcevic ball on the wing. Immediately a little sideways kick and finds Birchall, who's been pretty good, Joey, in this game so far. Birchall,
he's been pretty good. Yeah, his ball use has been good. He's had the one goal kicked on him on Mitch Hannon, but otherwise doing his role.
Down the line here, Birchall goes with a high footy in front. McInerney off hands, picked up there beautifully by Bailey. Got it inside 50. Leicester lurking. Cameron got hold of it this way, that away. Funneled the handball to Fullerton. Didn't have a great left boot. Didn't really get hold of the whole footy. McCluggage fell down and marked the ball. On the behind post he is. So it'll be a very acute angle. He'll run around on the right for sure. Geray checking to make sure that that doesn't happen too easily for McCluggage.
And he's not a great set shot, BT, so I reckon he'd be happier here than what he would be 20-30 out directly in front.
So he's going around the corner, McCluggage, and he does, and no problems at all. Kicks a beautiful goal. So the first goal for the Lions, as you predicted. And it is McCluggage that kicks it. So Brisbane 7-5-47 lead the Dogs 6-7-43 IGA Liquor scoreboard.
And once again, just sort of half opportunities, just little gives. Cameron involved and Bailey involved. Just not quite there still. Brisbane in this quarter, Joey. Still had a couple little half chances, but that's a really good finish by McCluggage. Good mark.
Yeah, it was well done. Fifth lead change, I think it is, Chew. Is that right?
Yeah, spot on.
And again, it was a bit of that ground ball in the front half. It wasn't pretty, but they kept it working at the footy, won some ground ball. A bit of a sort of nothing kick from Fullerton, but a good concentration from McCluggage. That was a tough mark right up against the point post.
Triple M Seabus Super Special comments. Jay Montagna, Wayne Carey, delivering consistent long-term returns for members. Seabus is for us all. The Monopoly game is back at Macca's. Game on for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Umpire slams it into the deck. Beautiful bounce again. McInerney, little tap down the side. Bontempelli got there first. Little slap to Treloar, who hand pass wide to the wing to Dunkley out of side. Another one back to Dale. Dale settles with a kick to half forward. No mark taken. Coleman with the pressure over Shaki was good. Slapped it down to Rich. Gives the old 1-2. Rich runs away. Out of side wing. Left foot drop punt inside. Cockatoo caught out of position. Ball bounces behind to the boundary line. And it rolls out of bounds. About 25 around from the Brisbane goal. They've just claimed the lead. They lead by 4 points, early stages, third term.
Well, Charlie Cameron just indicating he'd rather have it on the ground, I think. Pointing to the ground, saying either get it lower or on the ground, I'm not sure which. Boundary throw in here, attacking 50 for the Lions. English against Mitch Robinson. Bit of a mismatch there. Spills to Libba. Kick the ball out wide towards the interchange area. Norton tried to keep it alive, and it goes over the line and out of bounds. Right on that centre wing interchange area here now. We've got a boundary throw in. So the two subs have both been activated and been inserted into the game with injuries. Naturally, McInerney knocks to the boundary line again. Zorko met it beautifully, gave it to Coleman, who's a sweet kick of the footy. Keeps it alive, gets it deep inside 50. Danaher with the one hand, knocked down. McCarthy gathers. Bailey Williams got hold of him and forced him to go out of bounds with the footy. And we'll have a boundary throw in deep in the Lions' attacking zone.
They lock it inside their forward 50, Brisbane. Brady Waitman not coming out after half-time for the Bulldogs. Big blow, 4 goals against the Bombers last week.
Head knock, was it?
Yep.
So he'll miss next week if they advance.
Yep.
That's a big blow.
So boundary throw in. English down to ground level. Bontempelli's got it. Spins out of a tackle back pocket. Hand pass to Bailey Williams. High kick outside defensive 50s. Orko tracked it nicely. Ran with a flight of the footy. Bailey Smith was not far behind him, but he plucked the mark on the boundary line. Kicks the lines back to the forward pocket. Danaher, big fly, didn't mark. Slapped down to ground level. A fight for the footy. Still in dispute. Daniel put his head over it. Trying to come through was Keith. It might be Gardner down there for the Bulldogs, who's on the ground. And there's the leap on the Harvey Norman replay there. Big Joe had 2 hands on it.
Yeah, just got to swallow those.
Now he's doing the ruck work and clears the spot in front. Lets it bounce. Bailey Smith funneled it to Bailey Dale. Dale got it to Gardner, who just high balls one in his defensive 50. Gee, I tell you what, Mitch Robinson almost marked it, spills to ground. Johannesson couldn't get it. McCarthy, bit of a fumble. Daniel of the Dogs fed it to Vandermeer. Vandermeer goes very, very wide. So they're on the attack now with Hannon, but Hannon's got nothing to kick to on the wing, so he just stops. He just stops dead still. There's really nothing to go to. So he goes backwards and finds Liberatore.
Liberatore, defensive side of the wing. Nice drilling 25-metre pass onto the chest of Hunter. Hand pass off to Bailey Smith. Another one to the running Johannesson. Kick deep into the forward pocket. Norton's caught behind Adams. And Adams was strong and slapped it out of bounds. About 30 around for the Bulldogs goal. So the third quarter has been played wide at the moment. Both sides. 7-5-47 Brisbane. 6-7-43 the Western Bulldogs. And it's early stages. Just 9.5 minutes into the third term on the Triple M IJ Liga scoreboard.
Lions by 4 points. A rare stoppage in the Dogs. Forward 50. Mitch Robinson, quick hands to McCluggage. Did well. Fended off Bailey Smith. Point of the square at half-back. Nice neat little ball out wide to Lester. He marks. Plays on with a spearing little ball in here to Bailey. He plays on as well. Kick didn't quite make it there on that occasion to Cockatoo. McCluggage didn't have it. Treloar was the offender. And McCluggage will have a shot here. Treloar's 47 metres out directly in front is the man on the mark. McCluggage to have the shot.
Gee, brilliant work rate from McCluggage. He was the one that started that ball inside the defensive 50, winning that contest, and then ends up winning a free kick inside his own forward 50. That's just terrific.
So McCluggage to kick consecutive goals for him and his team. Long way out. Just about on the 50 for McCluggage. In fact, he will be on the 50. It's on target, just offline now on the left-hand side, and a minor score. And I think he made the distance a bit easier than he thought he would there.
So Bailey Dale at full back to bring it in for the Bulldogs. A tense opening to the third quarter. Midway through it now. Just a few points separating the sides. Brisbane by 5 points at the moment. Dale plays on, kicks outside defensive 50. The Lions look dangerous here. Cockatoo, hand pass off towards Starcevic. Dragged down in a tackle, but the kick was okay. And the mark has been taken about 50 metres out by McCluggage again.
And he knows he's got the distance, but now he's just lost confidence because he hooked the last one. He goes at under 50% BT for his career. As I said before, feels much more comfortable when he's on an angle. And this one here, he hooked the last one, so let's see if he overcorrects.
Steps up, 50-metre line, just over it. He's hooked it again, Duck. And it was touched actually off the boot. So either way, it was going to be a behind. So they lead by a straight 6 points, the Brisbane Lions. 7-7-49 to 6-7-43, the Bulldogs. Triple M IJ Liga scoreboard.
Amazing that a footballer who's played well over 100 games.
And such a good player.
Yeah, such a good player that has no idea.
That's his weakness.
Yeah. It is amazing. Libba, people at home would be sitting and be astounded. I know Bobby Gill sitting out there and Danny Long watching with the boys in the shed out there and a few girls. They wouldn't be happy with it.
I'm not sure you're allowed to do that at the moment.
Oh, no, they're probably not. No, it's just Bobby sitting home by himself. Oh, no, I think they all live there. Goes white. Sorry. I hope the old blue light's not flashing out there shortly. Lester goes inside to Cameron. Cameron marks. He almost played on. He's near the boundary line. Sorry, Bobby. Cameron will line up for goal.
Lucky he didn't give his full name or where his suburb, what suburb he lived in, BT.
He said Dandenong.
Oh, boy. Goodness gracious me. Cameron, going to play on here, Cameron. Centres the ball. And I think it's to Bailey, isn't it?
Yep.
And Bailey's marked, and he's a good set shot.
Yeah.
Bonampelli's 45 metres is the man on the mark, directly in front here, Scott.
Peppering away again, the Brisbane Lions this quarter, just like the second term. At 1 goal, 2, they don't, and a miss as well. So they don't want to, squander too many opportunities because we know the Dogs are going to get their momentum at some stage this quarter.
Bailey to make it a 2-goal lead. Directly in front. No problems with the journey, he's got it. So Bailey kicks a real important one. The Lions lead by 2 goals on the Triple M IGA Liquor scoreboard.
We talked about marks, and that's the area going inside 50, Joey. They only had 4 marks in the first half, Brisbane, and they've had 4 in this quarter inside 50. So you're right, but the most important, it's okay to get them, you've still got to put them through the big sticks, and that's why Charlie Cameron, and that's where, if you're Charlie Cameron, that's where also that decision-making comes into it. It'd be no good if that's McCluggage on his own. You don't kick that ball to McCluggage. You know it's Bailey, you know he's a good kick, so you get it to him. Anyone else, and they're by themselves, but as you say, stand there for a week, son, I ain't kicking it to you.
Triple M Red Z, time in the forward half. Brisbane going at 67% this quarter. In the last 10 minutes, time in possession. Lions at 70%.
Red Z lending loans for the self-employed, the great Ashley Chua, celebrating 20 years of Triple M footy in 2021. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy, bounce magnificent, Fullerton up against Young. Young got the tap, but straight to McCluggage. Hand pass to Lyons for Brisbane. And he kicks a low ball inside forward 50. Bouncing footy. Oh, there's Charlie Cameron. Comes out, swoops on it one way, then the other. Hand pass to Lester. Lester off balance with a kick to the forward pocket that bounces out of bounds. Deep right forward pocket for Brisbane.
He actually beat when he should have bopped there, Charlie.
When he should have zagged.
Yeah, he had him beaten. And then he came back.
Into the pressure.
Yeah.
But you can see why he wants the ball on the ground. He looks so much more dangerous when that ball's on the ground inside 50.
Boundary throw in, funny little whippet throw in there from the boundary umpire. Spills to Fullerton, couldn't win it. At the back door, Bailey again, held up by Bailey Smith in the tackle. A lot of Baileys and a lot of Smiths going on out there at the moment. There's Caleb Daniel, little kick around the corner. It's got to work on the bounce here. Bailey, Rourke, Bailey Smith, something like that. Picked up by Neil. Neil, little handball, underground. Look at the Dogs players. Can they get their hands on it? Keith kicked it straight into the backside of Roberts and goes over the line out of bounds. So the Lions maintain the pressure by locking the ball inside there, attacking 50. Inside 50's 46-31. Ash, about that, isn't it?
Spot on, BT for Red Z. All over it.
So boundary throw in here and the attacking 50 for the Lions. Fullerton to do the ruck work with Young. Surely Young can get his hands on this. No, he can't. Fullerton still wins it. Knocks it to Daniel. Daniel clearing ball. Johannesson tried to get on the half volley. Bailey Smith swooped on the ball magnificently. Long ball. Gardner there. Got a push in the back from Hannon. It was a bad giveaway by Mitch Hannon.
And Gardner for Brisbane on the defensive side of the wing outer side. Waits for the player to run past in Birchall. Usually a long ball. Just went short this time to Lyons, who marks on the wing outer side. Brisbane by 12 points. Good third term from them thus far with a couple of goals on the board. 16 and a half minutes into it. IJ Liquor scoreboard. Just controlling the footy. A low drop punt forward to the wing outer side of the ground, and diving for the mark was Rourke Smith for the Bulldogs. In front of McCluggage this time. And he takes the mark. Still at half back for the Western Bulldogs. A lot of activity on their bench. This is a big moment of the game. Third quarter. And the Bulldogs just looking to stay in touch with the highly fancied Lions. Norton a big leap for the mark. Slapped it down to McRae. Here they go. Long ball inside. Jackie dropped the mark. 20 out. Hand pass Hannon. Under pressure from Andrews. He's kicked a point. Deep forward pocket. Oh, it was a beautiful delivery. 11 points up the Lions with that point for the Bulldogs. And we're 17 and a half. Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard into the third term.
AB, what's going on with Berry? I notice he's been on the bench for quite a while.
Yeah, he's had no treatment. He's just sitting on the bench motionless, but he has been ruled out. He will certainly take no further part in the game. We're just trying to investigate exactly what happened and what's kept him out.
Okay, that would have been that head knock, I reckon, Joey, earlier.
Yep.
Here's Leicester through the middle, so they're going to be one short, basically. High footy inside 50 has been marked here by Duray. Duray marks the ball in the back 50. Kicks it very, very wide. Sets a bit of a task for McRae and didn't make it easy and didn't take ground too much as a result of that. McRae's stumpy little kick finds Hunter. Hunter just backward of the wing here. Haven't kicked the goal in this quarter, the Dogs. Hunter to launch the ball and take a few metres in the direction of Shackey. Shackey knocked out of it by Andrews, picked up by Treloar, got it to Vandermeer. Vandermeer a throw. I thought back inside to Hannon. Hannon a centering ball, and he'd go for home. Might have went for home, kicked it out of bounds on the full.
Just resting a bit of momentum back here, the Western Bulldogs. You spoke about, Baz, some movement on the bench. Luke Beveridge has come down to the bench because I think he senses this is a really important part of the game because Brisbane are getting away in the inside 50s, plus 14 inside 50s. Bulldogs are just hanging on. They now need to capitalise with a bit of momentum in this next 5 or 6 minutes.
There's Joey on the Triple M Super Special comments. Super Special comments with the duck. We'll have a ball up on the wing outer side of the ground. And the Lions have controlled this quarter. Can the Bulldogs come back late here? Dunkley's got it. The scoreboard's only 11 points. There's nothing in it.
It's not a big enough lead considering, as we said, plus 14 inside 50s. They should be further in front, Brisbane. They've just left the door open for the Dogs.
Another stoppage, another ball up. Big numbers around the footy. Ball just bouncing around hands in mid-air at the moment. Daniel's got it. Tried to slap out a hand pass over to Keith. He slapped it towards Bailey Smith, but Zach Bailey got in the way for the Lions. Tried to toe poke it off the ground. The ball's still in dispute. Bounces to Robertson now on the wing. Got a bit of space for Brisbane. Kicks a long ball inside. Charlie Cameron, one out! And he's got separation from Duray. Run to the forward pocket. He's kicked it across the face from 15 out. That was brilliant, but didn't finish. 12 points up the Lions. 12 points IJ Liga scoreboard. That was explosive from the small forward.
That's the second or third time, maybe even the fourth time in the game that he's looked at his opponent and just burned him off.
Should have had a bounce.
Cameron, he had no one between he and the goal in the end. So now Daniel, so another let off here for the Dogs. High ball, Young, off hands, picked up by Dunkley. Dunkley slams it on the boot, got a one-on-one down there. Hannon got it for Vandermeer. A free kick off the football, advantage paid. Vandermeer puts it into open territory. Over the top is Treloar. Robertson cuts it off for Brisbane. Gave the little handball to Birchall. Back to Robertson. Over the head of Coleman. Quick release handball. Vandermeer got it on the Bontempelli. Big time goal, Bontempelli. Got it. Gardner's claiming he touched it off the boot, and I think he did. And I think the Bont knows.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a review. But if the umpire didn't call it as it happened, how can it be?
Calls a goal. Please check it wasn't touched.
So he's not referring to touched on the line, he's referring to touched off the boot.
Yeah, he's very confident he touched the BT.
So why didn't the umpire, I'm talking about the field umpire, call touched?
Clearly didn't hear it or see it.
So this is going to be awfully difficult to overturn from the camera angles we're seeing, although maybe we can see a finger getting bit back there.
But did he rule it a goal, Joey?
Yes.
He had.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I reckon it's touched.
So Bontempelli's shaking his head. He didn't look convinced. He looked a little guilty. I don't know, but you're right, Joey. With that blurred vision and the ball 45 metres from goal, it's always hard to pin these ones, isn't it?
You have to be definitive. I mean, it looks like it's touched, but you've got to be 100% definitive. I can't call a goal.
I can't see a finger from that. But that's only one angle.
Back in the arc, they might have different.
No, we see what they see.
We can see the ball deviates after making contact with the Brisbane defender's hand. Decision
Can
on the
you?
scoreboard.
Gee whiz.
Not sure about people.
Wow. That guy back in that underground bunker
has special eyes.
Sees things that no one else can. He saw that deviate. I'd like him to show me where that deviated. It's a behind. It's a big let off for the Lions.
Yes. I think it was the right decision.
56-45 by Brisbane.
Birchall at full back, 11 points up the Lions. Triple M IJ Liga scoreboard. IJ Liga proudly local, proudly independent. As Birchall, long drop punt outside defensive 50. Massive pack flies. Daniel at the fall of the ball. Hand pass to English for the Doggies. And the ruckman just bangs it back inside. Young comes out, slapped away from him. Rourke Smith's got it on forward 50 and he's wrapped up by two Brisbane Lions, Fullerton and Robinson. And the umpire calls for a ball up right on the forward 50 still for the Doggies.
So Luke Beveridge sitting nervously on the bench. Has come down from the box. Knocked down here by English. Picked up by McRae. Got it inside 50. But I tell you what, it's shallow. And if the Lions get hold of this, they're away. Vandermeer was tackled by Coleman and dispossessed magnificently. What a tackle by Coleman.
Not sure he had prior.
No.
And a 50-metre penalty. So all that work to get it to their end now goes back to the Lions' end.
Oh, he did try to step, maybe.
So Coleman with the free here.
Harvey Norman, but the umpire doesn't have that ability to get it slowed down.
Kicks it wide to Mitch Robinson. He plays on with the left footer. It's cut off by Hunter, who got a hand on it, knocked it to the boundary. We'll have a boundary throw in deep in the Lions' attack.
Another poor decision. going inside forward 50 for Brisbane.
Brisbane by 11 points. 5.5 minutes left to play in the third quarter of game time. And the benches, a lot of tension down there now. Not too many relaxed bodies. Boundary throw in. Both coaches down there. English and McInerney. English grabs the footy. His kick was smothered. Lyons grabs it 30 out. Hand pass into the hot spot to see if someone was there. They weren't. Bailey Williams picks it up in the back pocket for the Bulldogs. Now a long drop punt that's outside defensive 50. Shaki goes up. Young went up. Neither claimed the footy. Came down to Coleman. Hand pass Zorko. Little ball inside's good and Leicester's marked. 45 out directly in front for Brisbane.
Well, that's another one you're talking about, Duck. Just lowering the eyes and finding a mark inside 50. I think they only had 5 marks in the whole first half.
4 in the first half, 5 in this
already.
quarter.
Yeah, and that's been the difference. Just got to make sure they kick their goals, though.
What about Young tapping it out?
Well, his hand pass off to Daniel Ridge, who loads up from 60, and he's hooked it and kicked a point. Lions back out to a 2-goal lead. 12 points up, 8-9 to 6-9. Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard, latter stages, third term.
Kicked the only 2 goals of the quarter, the Lions. And that's what they lead by, as Baz just pointed out on the IGA Liquor scoreboard. Proudly local, proudly independent. Caleb Daniel plays on, goes straight up the eye, did a little long ball looking for English. Come on, you're 7 foot, you've got to mark that against the midget. English, he needs to toughen up and be more aggressive with the hands. And a free kick has been paid, and it's going to go the way here of Coleman. Gee, English has got to swallow that. He's 7 foot. Mark it against the midget. Down his throat, he could have spun it on his nose. Kick goes back into Coleman, and Coleman marks on the wing.
Forward to the wing. He's been plucky in this third term, Coleman. Little short ball inside to Zorko. Got to call to play on. Got to get around Norton. Hand pass back to Coleman. The young man loads up to full forward. Danaher, big leap. Offhands Leicester. Has a snap from 25. Puts it through. Front and square. Took his opportunity and made it pay. 9-9-63 Brisbane, 6-9-45 the Bulldogs, and we're 25 into the third term. Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard.
Well, I think when they've gone in a scrappy manner, not that that's scrappy, that's kick to a contest, front and square goal, good call, Baz, but when they've done it, that's how they've got their goals in this quarter. When they've had time and space to use it, they haven't done all that well, but now starting to put real scoreboard pressure on the Bulldogs.
Yeah, the last 4 they have.
Yeah, and it's been that ground level players. I mean, the Pluggies had 3 shots, Charlie Cameron's had 4, Bailey 3, and now Leicester. Good time to kick your first goal of the season in a big semi-final. Came on as the medical sub, had to play forward, which he wouldn't have done too often, and again was in the right spot from the spoil, and another ground level goal from the Brisbane Lions.
Yeah, normally a deep defender, isn't he?
Yeah.
And Coleman's had a good 5 or 10 minutes, hasn't he?
He's had a pretty good game, Coleman.
6 touches this quarter, 3 tackles, second-ranked player this term.
Is this the biggest margin, Ash? 18 points?
Triple M Red Z BT, spot on.
So Lions by 18. We've got 4 minutes remaining, so if they can just peg one back here, the Dogs, they'll contain the damage. English finally has a win out of the middle. Liberatore with the soccer off the ground, down the throat of Rich. Could have almost been paid the free. Handball comes to McRae. McRae to Johannison. He strikes from 45 metres. It's a ripping kick. He's got it. So they strike back. The Dogs. The boot of JJ. The medical sub who's been activated. And don't tell me.
Post. Maybe.
Another review.
Oh, no.
Goal. Can you please check to see whether it hit the goalpost?
Okay, it's been ruled a goal.
Review underway.
We're checking on the goalpost contact. Oh, wow. If this one went against the Dogs.
Daylight.
Don't tell me he's going to say he's seen another deviation.
Daylight.
And there is the daylight. We can see a photo of it. Dark, and I don't know whether he thinks the shadow might have hit it. Because it's on the goalpost. I think it'll be a goal. Who kicked it in the end, Baz?
Johannison.
Johannison. Yeah,
In these
JJ.
angles, there is no deviations. The ball passes the post. and
2
no
subs have
spot
kicked the
on
last
edge.
2 goals.
Decision on the scoreboard.
Yeah, so it's a goal. The Dogs get one back, and they get it back to within 12 points here. And they desperately needed to get that one. They were losing contact. 9-9-63 to the Dogs. 7-9-51 on the IGA Liquor scoreboard. Still time. There's just under 4 minutes remaining in the third.
And that's been their ability tonight, the Dogs, against the flow. And they've had all the play, Brisbane. And that one there, Johannison, and that's what he's there to do. He's come on, Starcevic has gone to him, and he's been able to get a goal.
Harvey Norman replay.
He was a dominant player for a period of time. He had a really good year, as we know, a premiership year, and then just hasn't been at his best since.
Norm Smith.
JJ. Norm Smith.
Yep. There's a Harvey Norman again, snuck in inside the goalpost. Harvey Norman, your leaders in technology with a huge range of laptops to suit any budget. It's such an important goal for the doggies, and it's back to 2 goals. 9-9 to 7-9. IJ Liquor scoreboard. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Terrific bounce again. English little hand on it down to ground level. Liberatore went for it, got tackled, lost it, picked up by Neil. Neil for the Lions, just got under the kick a little bit. Only travelled about 30 metres forward to the centre. In comes Charlie Cameron, tried to split the pack, kicked it straight to Vandermeer, who stands in the tackle. The umpire will come in and ball it up. Still in the centre of the Gabba, 3.5 minutes left to play in the third term.
Yeah, vital 3 minutes here. Dogs wouldn't want to let the Lions score again. Free kick will go the Western Bulldogs' way for a hold in the middle. At the stoppage, I think it'll be Duray.
Bulldogs.
With the ball, running back, plenty of lines now, getting in defence ahead of the footy. So Duray won't be able to find too much other than sideways movement. He wants to take some meterage though, and he launches a long, deep ball. Got a good look at it here. Norton got a bit of a run. English off his feet. Gave it to Shaki, who was under pressure. Onto Jalor. Left foot around the corner. Hit the boundary, hit the behind post on the full. And that'll be out of bounds, deep in the pocket.
Still trying to hit his straps, isn't he, Jalor?
He is, yeah, he's 5 games back now, still struggling to find his best. I'm not sure he's 100% fit. I reckon he's not running with that same zip and zest that we see at his best.
So Starcevic out of the back pocket. Plays on for Brisbane. Long ball, but it's straight onto the chest of Keith.
50 metres.
50 metre. What was it for?
Against McCluggage in the protected zone.
So this will bring him to about 15 metres out from goal on a 45-degree angle. And the defender is going to have a shot. So such a crucial 50.
Big. Oh, this is a big kick now, Baz.
Massive. Closing in on 3/4 time. Lions up by 2 goals. They've held sway in this third term with this 2-goal break. And Keith finds himself in a position to kick a goal. Hasn't kicked one this year. Settles over the footy. Forward pocket, left footy. Sprayed it left. And through for a point. 11 points to lead to Brisbane. Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard. And we're over 30 minutes into the third term.
Still 2.5 minutes remaining in the quarter. Can the Dogs maintain the pressure at their end, or the Lions squirt it out the back? A penetrating ball here by Rich. The spoil by McCluggage was good. Spinning with the ball. Without the ball was Bonampelli. They've got out the back door here, but there's a lot of Dogs surrounding. Keith couldn't hold the mark. Taps it on almost in favour of Fullerton on that occasion rather than Bailey Dale, and it goes over the line out of bounds. We'll throw it in almost at half forward for the Lions. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Lions by 11 points.
Yeah, and as BT said, such a critical time here, these last 3 minutes. Down to 2 now. And looking at that scoreboard, the difference between that 2 or 3 goal break with 9 goals to 7 at the moment. Enormous. Can the Bulldogs sneak one back going into 3/4 time? Put the pressure right on the home side, the Brisbane Lions. Big pack around this footy. About forward 50 for Brisbane, and the umpire will come in and ball it up. 9-9-63, play 7-10-52. Activity on both benches. Slap forward by McInerney. Dale grabbed it for the Dogs. His kick was smothered. Lyons has got it. Got tackled, lost it. Hand pass went astray. Dale again gets another chance for the Bulldogs. Kicks outside defensive 53-on-1 against Vandermeer. Robinson picks it up. Drilling ball inside. McRae drops back and marks at half back for the Bulldogs to relieve.
With 1.5 minutes remaining. McRae's got it in the Lions attacking 50. McRae launches to the interchange side of the ground with a high ball. Bonampelli across the face, couldn't hold the mark. He almost did. It came out the back here to Rourke Smith, and he was tackled immediately, and we'll have a ball up.
McRae BT, 31 disposals, leading ball winner, so that's 22 out of 24 matches this year. He's racked up 30 plus.
Yeah, you look at that, I know a lot, Ash. I'm not sure he does always a lot with them, but he gets a lot of it, and you like your records and 30 pluses and 10 pluses, and, you know, Joey will probably mention on the first or middle or last crack or whatever it's called. I'm not sure which one it is, but he gets a lot, and there's a lot of pluses in front of the 30, and I don't know. You tell me.
A bit sceptical, BT.
A bit. Coleman. Coleman kicks to the wing. English a big leap. Slaps it down though. Zorko in a big pack had it. He was tackled, lost it. So big Oscar goes at it again. And he went to go to Robinson by hand. And he missed him by 5 metres. Joe, it's paid deliberate. You didn't like it.
Well, Lachie Neale was calling for the ball. He handballed it over his head. And they've paid it intentional.
So Liberatore on the boundary line, standing in front of Chris Fagan, the Brisbane Lions coach, on the wing outer side, who had his hands on his hips, shaking his head. Long ball to Norton, who leaps in between three lines, didn't mark. Front and square was Big English, got to work like a midfielder. McInerney just punched it away from him. Back to the outer side wing, 38 seconds left. They got another chance. Dale went without the footy. McCluggage holds it up at ground level. Norton sits on top of him, looks at the umpire, and the umpire says, get on with it. I'm going to pay a free kick.
Norton's ball.
And it's a free kick to Norton on the wing outer side. Plenty of time left for a score.
So Norton's going to play on here and kick it inside 50. He's kicked into the man on the mark, got it back again. Little handball over the top to the left foot of McRae. Let's see if he can find somebody. He has. He's found Joe Hannison. He's marked 40 metres out directly in front. And this will be after the siren as we tick down with 7 seconds remaining. 3/4 time siren will go. And a chance to be a single kick game. There's the siren. Joe Hannison for his second in a row.
Kick over the mark.
Nathan Williamson, the umpire, comes up to him and says, don't go wide, kick over the mark, otherwise we'll call play on. In comes Joe Hannison, 50 metres out, and it's to the right-hand side, and he misses. So it's a 10-point 3/4 time margin in favour of the Brisbane Lions. 9-9-63. Dogs 7-11-53. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks football.
That quarter for IGA Liquor. Proudly local, proudly independent.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks finals footy.
the Monopoly game at Macca's is back. Game on. Robot Building Supplies, now delivering contact-free. Visit robotbuildingsupplies.com.au.
It's better than good.
Triple M rocks footy on Melbourne's 105.1.
Hi, it's Marty Sheargold from Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show, and right now, Triple M rocks finals footy. And I'm back Monday morning from 6.
Nick Revo with us. I've made All-Australian a few times.
Do you actually get a jacket?
You get your jacket embroidered with the next year that
Like
you've
a
made
baggy
it.
green,
That's
you
exactly
only get
right.
one.
You know, how many years have you got on your blazer?
Well,
That's
yours
the
would
thing.
be an essay.
Your pocket was running out of room.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6. Or hear it anytime on the new Listener app.
For the hottest of hot, hot water you've ever seen. Ream comes on steady, hot and strong. It just keeps on and on. Install a Ream. Install a Ream. Install a Ream. Install a Ream.
Ask your plumber for Ream, Australia's #1.
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back, and it's time to get in the game. There's $616 million in prizes to win, like a Volkswagen T-Cross, red balloon, gift vouchers, and more. Peel and scan to win at Macca's today. End October 19. Full terms at mcdonalds.com.au.
Join Self-Wealth. From balanced ETFs to the power to trade on the ASX and US markets, we've got you covered on one intuitive platform. No percentage commission fees and the security of CHESS sponsorship. It's your access pass to safe and secure investing. Selfwealth.com.au.
Your power tools are not complete without hard-working accessories, and there's nothing tougher and more hard-working than Diablo Carbide Power Tool Accessories. One of the most durable, wear-resistant metals around, Diablo is the only manufacturer producing their own carbide material in-house. That means superior technology, increasing the longevity of the accessories and helping tradies get the job done faster with less downtime. Find the right Diablo Carbide accessories for your job at Bunnings Warehouse and Total Tools. Diablo Tools. Lead, never follow.
Less than 4 weeks until your VTAC preferences are due. If you still have any questions, have them answered at Swinburne University's one-on-one sessions and live chats. Book now at swinburne.edu.au. Swinburne. Next Gen. Now.
For news you can trust, delivered straight to you, subscribe to the Herald Sun. Enjoy full digital access plus weekend paper home delivery for just $5 a month for the first 3 months. Conditions apply. Search Herald Sun offer today.
Yeah, what's that you got there, buddy?
Ah, it's my new drink of choice. An ice-cold Kraken and Dry with a twist of lime. It's really refreshing and is going to go perfectly with whatever you've got cooking tonight.
Oh, nice. Can you mix one up for me?
No need, mate. It's a premix and it's ready to go.
Oh, that is good. Kraken and Cola and Kraken and Dry. Bar quality, served at home. Available in premix. Drink responsibly.
Robot Building Supplies, now delivering contact-free. Visit robotbuildingsupplies.com.au.
It's better than good.
Triple M rocks footy on Melbourne's 105.1.
Triple M rocks finals footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade. Supporting Sparkies with 7:30am opening hours, trade prices, click and collect and free delivery from over 100 Beacon lighting stores.
Well, it's been a tight semi-final and it is still wide open. 10-point leaders at Brisbane at three-quarter time. 9-9-63, 7-11-53. The Western Bulldogs. BT's here tonight calling the action with the great Wayne Carey and, of course, Joe Montagna. Ashley Chew with the stats. Ash, what sort of sticks out over three-quarter time? The Brisbane Lions up by 10 points.
Well, McRae, number one ranked player, 32 disposals and 9 clearances. And McCluggage, he leads the way for Brisbane with 25, 1 goal, 2.
Well, I tell you what, it's still hanging in the balance. I think the Brisbane Lions have left the door ajar for the Western Bulldogs by not being able to put them away. 53 inside 50s at three-quarter times, a huge number, but they've only kicked the 63 points. And credit to the Western Bulldogs, they haven't given up the fight. They've continued to work hard. The big area that I've really loved, so we spoke at quarter time, Oscar McInerney was dominating. He was surging everything forward. He was grabbing it out of the ruck, and they were dominating scores from stoppage. Since quarter time, the Western Bulldogs have made adjustments. They've had some more cover at the defensive side of the stoppages. They're not allowing that surge. Bontempelli's been awesome leading the charge, and now the Western Bulldogs actually lead the stoppage count by 5, and I think that's given them an opportunity to get the game on their terms. They are still well and truly alive in this one. Brisbane Lions have left the door open.
I just love these positions, BT, in a game. Who's going to stand up? The MVP, Bontempelli. Does Lockie Neal, the Brownlow medalist? They get Joe Danaher up there to do a job. Can Cameron kick a couple of goals? Does Norton clunk a couple? These are the moments. These are the moments, big moments, three-quarter time. It can go either way. Can't wait.
All right, let's go downstairs. The benches, there's been a few wounded players down there. Belinda Mallon for Bob Jane teammates.
Yeah, the Lions will have to run out this game with only 3 players on the bench now that Jared Berry has been ruled out with concussion. Also a bit of a cork on his left quad. He has ice there and bandaged, of course. Both medical subs activated, as you know, boys. Jason Johannesson for the Bulldogs with Cody Waitman. Also out with a head knock. And, of course, Jack Payne with that massive gash to the head that will require surgery later this week. Ryan Lester on for him.
Keep your family safe on the roads. Free tyre safety checks at Bob Jane teammates. Call 13 26 25 today. The best in the business to kick us off in the final term. BT for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Lions up by 10 points.
Huge quarter of football. Who's going to be the star? Who is going to stand up, as Duck just pointed out? Liberatore with the handball to McRae. McRae, another one of those touches that Ash is very fond of. Got it inside 50 without great authority, though. Ball hit the deck. Dunkley almost threw it to Johannesson. Neat little ball to Johannesson. Hunter was going to go. Shaki did go. Vandermeer got it to Hunter. Hunter, a centering ball here. Who can this find? I think it's McRae. McRae has taken the mark. In fact, probably been given the free. 35 metres out, directly in front of goal here is McRae.
Lockie, just come back.
Might have been a push in the back from Lockie Neal.
Yeah, push in the back, Mark.
So McRae lines up directly in front with a huge shot. This to get it back to 4 points. Jack McRae directly in front of goal. Should convert, and he does. The Dogs get it. It's a 4-point ball game early in the last quarter in favour of the Lions.
Well, the one thing that, we haven't touched on yet, but will be a factor, as Belinda said it there, the Brisbane Lions are down 1 on the bench, so they only have the 3 rotations. The Western Bulldogs have the 4, and we've spoken all year, the Western Bulldogs' greatest strength is the amount of midfielders that can run through the midfield. They have that running capacity and power. That's got to be in front of mind for the Bulldogs. They can keep going and overrun this Brisbane Lions side, who are going to have to dig deep with 1 less on the bench.
Goals from mids for the Bulldogs, two-man.
Triple M Red Z, you can look at McRae with a major, Bailey Smith with a major, Liberatore with a couple of goals.
So there's nearly half their goals, Joey, from the mids, which we said they needed, BT.
Yep.
Triple M Cbus Super Special comments. Wayne Carey, Joe Montagna delivering consistent long-term returns for members. Cbus for us all. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy. Perfect start for the Bulldogs. Back to within 4 points of the Lions at the Gabba. Bounces good. McInerney again grabs it out of the ruck. Barrels a kick, the half-forward whistle. And a free kick to the Bulldogs at centre-half back. Jeez, McInerney's done that all night, hasn't he? Grabs it out of the, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's done. And the Bulldogs have done pretty well since quarter time to be able to at least stem him a little bit.
Duray off half back for the Bulldogs. Kick to the outer side wing. English up, doesn't mark. Coleman at the fall of the ball. Hand pass to Robinson for the Lions. Still on the wing. Hand pass to Neil. Rush kick though. Straight onto the chest of Bailey Dale for the Bulldogs.
Dogs have had the last 4 scoring shots of the game. 2 of those have been goals. Short kick here comes to Liberatore. Right on the Toyota logo. Neat little ball over the top. Finds an opportunity here with Rorke-Smith. He plays on now. Back to McRae. Left foot swooping inside. Over the head of Shackey. At the back of the pack there. Can't quite see. It might have been Mitch Hannon. It was. Sliding and diving, and he's pinned with the footy. And a ball up 25 to 30 metres out in front of the Dogs' goal mouth. All of a sudden, it just has changed a little, hasn't it?
That has, BT. They're pressing here, the Dogs. They've got a sniff as they wrestle hard for the footy at ground level. Going hard at it was Rorke-Smith. Coleman got in the way. Liberatore puts his body. Still in dispute, the footy. Robertson, look at Mitch dive in. Underneath the pack. He's tackled by Dunkley. The umpire lets the boys play. Eventually blows the whistle. Still 45 out from the Bulldogs' goal.
I think if you decide to slide in for a mark and you don't get anywhere near it and land on, that's no different to dragging it in for mine.
Duck wanting to have new rules implemented in the last quarter of this game, in the middle of the big final.
We should be holding the footy as well.
That's a good point, Duck. I agree.
Easton Wooden, look at Joey joining the chorus. Middle crack, get that in. Here is Charlie, steps on the gas, rides it away, missed. Fullerton on the lead. It was a difficult kick, goes over the line out of bounds, but the Lions have got it in attack.
Yeah, and they need their big recruit to stand up. Joe Danaher, since quarter time, has only had the 1 disposal, 1 mark. I need him to do something in this last quarter.
Yeah, indeed they do. Willie, can he? Let's see what happens. Lots and lots of time. Basically a quarter of football to go. Lions by 4 points. McInerney took it out of the ruck and little handball forward and then tapped it over the boundary line, and he may well be pinned. No, he gets away with it and gets another look at another boundary throw.
He had a real guilty look on it.
Yeah, he did.
Well, it wasn't me.
No, the umpires let him off. 4 points up, Brisbane. As BT said, inside their forward 50. The Bulldogs with an early goal. Final term, there's Mitch Robertson. Rides the bump, claims the footy, delivers long to full forward. Up goes Gardner for the Bulldogs and slaps it to the boundary line out of bounds. Right forward pocket for Brisbane.
Now this is where you've just, as a small forward or a mid at this stoppage, just got to be on the move. Have to put the Bulldogs defenders under pressure. Can't be stationary.
30 metres out from the Brisbane Lions goal. McInerney against English.
There it is.
And he was. McCarthy was right on the move. Right at the feet of McInerney, and it almost came off. Shackey got pushed out of the way by Harris Andrews in the middle of the ground. Handball back to Coleman. Coleman concedes ground to Adams. Not a great evasive step. Back to Coleman. He dropped the footy. Vandermeer wanted the free. Coleman's dragged it in, but he did knock it out. Now Adams has picked it up. Tackled by Norton, and it works for him. And he finds Lyons on the wing.
He rode the bump, took to mark. Hand pass off to the running player. In Starcevic, kick was smothered. Rich at the fall of the ball. There's McCluggage. Half forward for Brisbane. They pile in on top. The umpire to ball it up again.
They're all nervous, aren't they?
Yeah.
Really feeling each other out here. It's tight and it's tough.
You can sense the tension.
Yeah, you can.
Preliminary final for the winning side here tonight against Port Adelaide, and they're both right in it. Early stages, final term. Look at Bailey Dale. Spin out of a tackle at halfback for the Bulldogs. Hand pass to Hunter. He's on the wing broadcast side. 35-metre drop punt into the path of Bailey Smith, 60 out.
Picks it up, runs to 50. Could have gone all the way. Was looking for Shackey. Shackey keeps it alive. Turn, step, got it. Dogs are in front. Dogs up by 2 points. Shackey kicks the goal. Somehow kept it alive. And the Western Bulldogs by 2 points early in the last quarter.
And there was the running ability that we were talking about. It was Bailey Smith that put about 10 metres on Darcy Gardner, could not go with him, and then Shaki was able to get some separation off Harris Andrews. That's the run that it looks like at the start of this last quarter. We're seeing the Dogs get over the top of the Brisbane Lions.
Triple M Red Z, Bontempelli, 28 disposals. That's a PB for him in terms of finals. This is final number 9.
Gardner and Andrews look like they had concrete in their legs. They seriously look slow in that passage of play, which is far too. Gardner chasing Smith was just looking at the Harvey Norman, and then look at Harris Andrews. I mean, Harris Andrews is just.
He wanted someone to bail him out and come forward. Yeah.
The Bulldogs have hit the front. 2 point leaders on the Beacon Trade scoreboard. Supporting Sparkies with 7:30 opening hours, trade prices, click and collect and free delivery from over 100 Beacon Lighting stores. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Bulldogs out of the centre. Hunter's got it at half forward. High kick inside, and Gardner, this time for Brisbane, takes the mark on his chest. Walks back with a footy. The Lions would be a little bit twitchy at the moment, with the Bulldogs hitting the front, finishing with a bit of run. Long kick to the wing, McInerney in front, slapped it down to Neil, hand pass to Zach Bailey, rush kick, high ball forward to the wing, big leap McCarthy front of the pack, but he didn't mark it. Daniels got it, good tackle laid on him, spilled to Robertson, and Liberatore picks his pocket and kicks the Dogs to half forward.
Boy, did they get out of trouble there. It spills to Vandermeer, a beautiful side and centre, got it to Johannesson. Johannesson a little chip and finds Bailey Smith. He's told to play on, not 15, turns, has a shot, it's a wobbler, and it gets there. Shaki, beautiful shepherd on the line. Dogs by 8 points. The Bailey Smith kick was horrible, but it got there. He's second, and the Dogs by 8 on the IGA Liquor scoreboard.
Well, it's the tackle. I wanted to look at the Harvey Norman because it's tackle on half back on Caleb Daniel. It wasn't paid. McCarthy swung him 360, maybe even more than the 360 to ground. I think once you get swung for that long and then go to ground, I think that's long enough. If you then handball it, well, I think that's holding the ball. That was
4 in a row for the Dogs.
But what the umpire does, it allows you to get swung, go to ground, and then if you handball it,
the run's becoming a real issue now. It's clear now, it's evident. You can see the Dogs look like they're running on top of the ground.
And they've been inside 55 times, Joey, for 3 goals.
Yeah.
Bulldogs out to an 8 point lead for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. Time clock 9.5 into the final term. The bounce is outside the circle and it's recalled. Tension on the Brisbane bench. They are under the pump, the top 4 side. The ball thrown up in the air. English slaps it down to the feet of Liberatore. Can't trap it. Lyons puts his head over it for Brisbane. McCluggage is there. McRae lays the tackle. Still in dispute the footy. The umpire's going to split him. Free kick for a throw. It's going to go to English in the centre of the ground for the Dogs.
Gee, there's been a lot of iffy calls again tonight. A bit like last night.
Having a say.
Yeah, they're having too much of a say, the umpires.
English will come out to the defensive side of the wing with a short pass to Keith.
So you've got to take ground from the middle, don't you?
He goes short and wider now to McRae. And he marks flat-footed. No hurry at the moment. Drilling ball about 40 metres to half forward. Wide of Shaki. The ball will roll out of bounds. Bontempelli made sure. Halfway between wing and half forward for the Dogs, who are doing most of the attacking, Ash, in this final term.
Inside 50s, Baz, Triple M Red Z in this quarter. It's 5-4 the Bulldogs' way, but they're dominating time in the forward half at 64%.
So the Lions staring at a second prelim final loss in a row. Can they get home here in the late stages? We've got 14 minutes to go. Adams muscles in, but the Dogs are doing everything at the moment. They've got it in their 50 with a stoppage. They lead by 8 points. They've kicked 4 in a row, 3 in this quarter. McInerney and English. English knocks down to Libber. Squirts the ball out to Smith. Got rid of it quicker than he needed to. Smith bundled off the tackle and then had a kick. A high ball to the square. Norton's one out down there. Almost a mark. Did well, Norton. Now Vandermeer picks it up. Caught with the footy. He just gets boot the ball and then he gets tapped unceremoniously. Treloar got the little handball out. Comes in Birchall under enormous pressure. Picked up by Shaki. Little kick there to Hunter. Cameron got him. Well done. Robinson to Adams. And they clear the ball the line.
Oh, the pressure on Brisbane at the moment. And the marks taken by Easton Woods, 65 out. Every possession was tough. Then for the Lions to try and work it out. Eastonwood is bombing the Bulldogs back in. English in front and square. Vandermeer, huge traffic here. Bailey Smith, hand pass Trelaw, ran into McCluggage, dispossessed. Robinson, hand pass to Gardner for the Lions, bangs it onto the boot and kicks it out of bounds on the wing outer side of the ground.
Well, they've paid the Tiggy Touchwood ones, and then the ones that are actually holding the footy, they haven't paid them.
Dogs by 8. Neutral territory on the wing, boundary throw-in.
It's simple, BT. You take the tackler on, prior opportunity, it's holding the footy.
Boundary throw-in, Duck's got a real bee in his backside. It's stinging him left, right and centre, and he can't sit still. Ball ricochets from the smother over the line and out of bounds, and we'll throw it in again on the wing. Joey's annoyed. Duck's annoyed. And boy, are Brisbane annoyed at the moment. Everyone's annoyed, except the Dogs, who have finally got on top in this game. Boundary throw-in. Young and McInerney wins it easily. Got it to Starcevic. Starcevic, oh gee, how was that?
Well, they paid that one.
Gee, it was Ticky Touchwood. I thought it dropped onto his leg. Young got the free. Point of the square, half forward.
I mean, that's...
Real short kick.
No more commenting on them, please.
Hunter has the footy. Long kick to full forward for the Bulldogs. A pack of 6. McInerney. Drop back, big Oscar. Put his big arms up in the air, and at full stretch, he took the mark in the back pocket for Brisbane. But they are under real heat now. It's only an 8-point lead to the Dogs. But the Lions struggling to get it through their forward half in this last 5 minutes. Long kick to the wing outer side again. Robertson tapped to Bailey. Here he goes. Tries to run around. Young went to kick and had no one to go to. So hand pass back to Robertson. Pushed it out to Zorko. Hand pass comes out to Robinson. Hand pass to Starcevic. Now a bit of space. Delivers long inside. McCluggage in front. McCarthy from behind. Read it beautifully. Mark 45 out, Duck.
Yeah, got to go back and have a shot. He's a good kick. He's reliable. You've got to take the pressure on yourself. Don't give it off.
And he's loomed to do this a number of times in this game where he's gone for his marks. Hasn't quite got the big moment, as Duck said at three-quarter time. Need the big moments.
So his first mark inside forward 50 Ash tonight, I think, for McCarthy.
Triple M Red Z, spot on, Baz.
He's 24-9 from set shots this year.
And a big chance here. This is a big kick. He walks in, breaks into a trot from 51 metres. He set sail, he's pushed it right. It's only a behind, and it's back to 7 points the Bulldogs' way. Beacon Trade scoreboard, 14.5 final term.
So how nervy do the Dogs get from here? Daniel will kick it in from fullback. Charlie Cameron's going to be on to him the moment he leaves the square. And there he goes. Kicks it wide. Looking for Young. Hannon in the pack, takes it out the back door. Mongrels it forward, so the Dogs get it up to their half-forward line. Johannesson's got a one-on-one with Andrews. Andrews just taps it cleverly to Starcevic. Starcevic to Birchall. Birchall to Robinson. Robinson right in front of his coach. Kicks down the line. Bailey Williams with a big spoil. Didn't get it to the boundary line. McCarthy turns for Brisbane. Hooks, keeps it alive. A deep long kick. Keith does the job on Danaher. Ball goes over the line out of bounds. Deep in the Lions attack zone.
That's okay chance for the Brisbane Lions now to lock the ball in their front half. They've held up defensively. They held up. Now it's their turn to get a bit of the game on their terms.
His Harris Andrews doesn't look fit to me.
Boundary throw in, 7 points up the Bulldogs. Deep forward pocket for the Brisbane Lions here. McInerney in the ruck's been good all night, slapped it sideways. Bailey Smith read it well for the Dogs. Pushed on the kick, went virtually straight up in the air. Play on, said the umpire, as the ball rolls out of bounds. Now 40 around from the Western Bulldogs goal. Look at the animation on the bench from Chris Fagan. The tension at the Gabba at the moment is enormous.
It is from all aspects. Boundary throw in. Attacking 50 for the Lions. McInerney is led all day. Another win in the knockdown. Got it to McCarthy. McCarthy tackled near the boundary line. Kept it alive to Bailey. Zach Bailey looked for the little threader there. Missed the target. Picked up here by Fullerton. Gave it to Zorko. Wanted the free. Nothing on. Gardner of the Dogs. Handball. Dunkley has to go up the middle. Had no choice. Goes to the one-on-one. Both players slip over. One of those was Hannon. Blocked. Starcevic. The push-off. Magnificent. Trelaw caught him. Dropping the ball. Advantage paid. Bailey Smith.
He's 60 out. It's an open forward line, but he's missed Shacky. He missed him and he's kicked it straight to Harris Andrews at full back. Short ball to Starcevic. The Lions can reload and go again. Straight up through the centre of the ground to Zach Bailey. He marks. Looks at a player on the outer side wing on his own. It's Robertson. He goes short about 25 metres and onto the chest of McCarthy.
Been good this last quarter, McCarthy. He's trying to lift his side.
He'll bomb long inside forward 50 with a 55-metre drop punt. Thumping ball. Danaher back of the pack. One way then the other, Joe. Got lost. Squared it up to the hot spot. Fullerton's marked. Fullerton has taken the mark. 15 out directly in front. And the young man can bring it back to a point if he can score a goal.
You go back to the Bailey Smith taking the advantage paid when he picked it up. There was no forwards. He didn't need to. He could have given his defenders time to set up. Let the player take the free kick. He rushed, forced the turnover, and it's gone coast to coast. Might cost him a goal.
3 career goals from his 14 games. Fullerton directly in front. He fires and puts it through. Brisbane back in business at the Gabba. 10-10-70 they are. 10-11-71 the Dogs. A classic semi-final. Anybody's game. 17.5 final term. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, Joey, you're still trying to win the game though. That's a definite take the advantage for Smith there for me. I think you definitely take the advantage there. He's running inside 50, no pressure. He just had to execute the skill correctly.
On his left foot, he had no one forward of the ball.
Come on, you're letting him off. He's got a paddock to work in. How many steps did he take? I reckon he took 7 or 8 steps. He didn't execute the skill. He kicked it to Harris Andrews. But you've got to take that advantage. Set yourself up. You're not thinking...
It's cost him a goal, Duck.
When you're free, well, Joey, in hindsight it has. But if you're out and open, you don't go, oh, hang on, I'll give it back and wait for my defence to set up.
Boy, there's blues everywhere. We're loving it. The Dogs by 1 point.
Oh, boy.
I might show it on the first crack, BT.
And, oh, boy, I hope you get shot down there, too.
In the middle goes McInerney. Out the back door to Lyons. Lyons gets the benefit. Kick inside 50. Oh. Harris Andrews is marked it. Where did he come from?
What's he doing there?
Well,
he's marked at 40 out directly in front.
He was one leg in defence. He saved that last goal, although Joey thought it was bad. This is just a really, really good mark. But how many shots has he had in the last 7 years?
Not many. He's kicked 1 career goal, I think, hasn't he? Or 1 goal this year.
1 goal this year, 10 for his career, BT.
So here he is, a chance to put the Lions in front.
No pressure, BT, so he's a certainty.
8.5 minutes remaining in the game. The defender turned forward for the Lions. 45. He's dragged it a little. He has missed. Scores level at the Gabba.
10-11 apiece. Beacon Trade. And the time clock tells us we've got 8 minutes of game time left. That's the important one now. Dunkley's got it for the Bulldogs on the wing. Lions players hit the deck. And he's lying on the ground. The Bulldogs in control of the footy. Caleb Daniel received a hand pass. He's got space to work into. Took a bounce. Ran boundary side, then kicked to a contest 3-on-1. Against Hannon, the ball's been slapped out of bounds. Forward to the wing. Broadcast side for the Doggies.
Geez, Norton, Harvey Norman, Norton and Mitch Robinson.
Yeah, both brave. Mitch Robinson very brave coming back, but commitment by Norton as well as a forward. Boundary throw in. Scores level. 8 minutes remaining in the game. This for a spot in the prelim. This not to be eliminated from 20 to 21.
Throw against Sliver.
So it goes to Lions of Brisbane. Immediately kicks out wide to Neil. He's got space and time. He lines it up and goes deep inside 50. Mark will be taken by McCarthy. No. He drops. Harris Andrews paddles it for Robertson. And he could do nothing. Daniel takes it over the line and a boundary throw in deep in attack for the Lions.
Harris Andrews, Joey, just looks below his knees. He just looks like he just cannot move.
Yeah, it's clear that he's labouring. And I think maybe he's gone forward because young Tom Fullerton, who's played as that second tall, is on the bench for the time being.
Been tight all night. A blistering first quarter.
Bonds only had the 1 disposal in this quarter.
71 apiece, 7.5 minutes left in the match. Boundary throw in. Dunkley sits on the footy with Lockie Neal and the umpire to ball it up again.
Who have they sent to the Bond in this quarter? Because they had no one on him for 3 quarters.
Come back to you shortly, Doug.
English down to Dunkley. Bailey's got it in a pack. 20 from the Lions goal. Kick was smothered. Grabbed by McCluggage. Little snap. And it floats to the left and through for a... No, it's out in the full. No score, still scores level, 10-11 apiece.
I don't know whether Cockatoo's been given the job on him or not.
I've been watching. I don't think there's a tag on Bontempelli. Certainly Josh Dunkley has gone to Lockie Neal in this last quarter, but Bontempelli, there's no real match-up.
So Gerard from the back pocket with the kick back into play. Norton sizing this up, big grab at half-back. Aggressive hands. And Norton marks. Scores level. Bailey Smith plays on. From near the boundary line, goes to half forward. Punch away by Lester, who's gone to his favourite spot in defence. And a boundary throw in 60 metres out from the Dogs' goal.
I was going to say, don't play on Bailey, set up defensively.
So a boundary throw in. Another stoppage. Who wins it? 6:50 on the clock. The Bulldogs now pressing. Lyons tracks the ball to the boundary line. Dunkley's right with him. Every possession under pressure now. And the ball rolls out of bounds.
Really, what did you say separated them for the top four?
It was 0.4% or whatever it was that, got the difference. And it's going to take the last 2 minutes to decide who's the better team.
Still nothing between these two sides at the Gabba. The crowd on the edge of their feet. Scores level, 6:40 left.
McInerney wins the boundary throw, but the smother by Rourke Smith was good. McCluggage picked up the ground level ball. Coleman threw it. Free kick will go the way of Hunter of the Dogs. He's on the point of the square at half forward. Bontempelli's gone forward. He wants it in the pocket. Hunter's looking for something, exploring, long ball. Norton's got a one-on-one. Bontempelli spoiled him in the end. G. Gardner of Brisbane funneled it out to Cockatoo, and he goes short and finds Danaher.
Oh, deep inside defensive 50. Big Joe just spins the foot in his hand, trots back. No hurry at all. Now we'll load up on the left. Long drop punt to the outer side wing. True wing. Andrews up.
The ball where Ryan is.
So free kick to the Bulldogs. We had to wait. The whistle went as the ball was still coming in. And Gardner, it looks like to take it. Harvey Norman replay. What'd you see, Joey?
Yeah, clearly a free kick against Charlie Cameron, blocking Ryan Gardner off the ball.
So he's gone backwards with it. No, it's Gardner who's got it now. Who hand passes backwards to Daniel. Now runs to the wing, plays on, bombs the Bulldogs back inside. Big lead, Bontempelli.
Yeah.
Look at the Bont over McInerney. He's marked 45 out on a 45-degree angle, and the Rolls Royce will go back and have a shot.
He looked guilty. He looked like he wanted a man in front rule, but gee, Bont, it's your mark, mate.
Absolutely, and as I've said, I've been watching him. No one is really paying him any respect. They haven't the whole game. At least the Dogs have sent Dunkley to Lockie Neal, but Bont's still doing as he pleases.
McInerney had as much of that as
he had a fair bit of it, didn't he?
Didn't land with
Big Oscar.
Boy.
Bontempelli from 50s put it across the face. And it's off hands and through for a point. Doggies hit the front. 1 point leaders. 5:10 left on the clock.
0 goals for Bontempelli tonight.
Bring that up on the first crack, that mark.
So, Rich, going to be a busy night on the crack.
Extended version.
Rich.
How long does the crack go for?
We're starting late tonight. Yeah, it's going late.
I'm driving under lawn. I'm sure it'll still be on when I get there. Right to Mitch Robinson. Mitch Robinson, a neat little tucky ball back inside to Birchall, and a real break there. Got it up to Rich. Rich bangs it from half back to half forward without a lot of thought. Harris Andrews!
Look at him.
Marks again.
Don't do it.
He's a long, long way out though. He's not sure what to do. He said, look, I've never been in this spot before. Harris Andrews plays on. Long drilling ball. Danaher in front. Bontempelli couldn't mark it. Wood caught with a footy. They knock it out. Daniels kicked it out of bounds. Not deliberate. That's off the side of the boot.
Oh, no.
That's just an
No, that was not deliberate. He had no control of the footy.
And Lockie Neal is over. He's overridden Charlie Cameron.
He's overridden Charlie Cameron, and he's got the free kick.
Oh, Charlie's gone, hey, I've got a bit of magic.
He's 14 metres out on the boundary line is Lockie Neal. Man on the mark must stay on the boundary line with 1 foot. Lockie Neal's going to kick it around the corner from 50. Really? And around the corner he goes and kicks it to the near side. Scores a level.
Should have let Charlie take it.
Scores level with 4.5 remaining.
Harvey Norman replay. I mean, it's gone skewed straight off the side of his boot. Caleb Daniel, that's an umpire having no feel and no understanding of the game.
Harvey Norman, your leaders in technology with a huge range of laptops to suit any budget. At full back, Caleb Daniel.
And remember, if we get a draw, we go 3 minutes each way, BT.
That's correct.
As Daniel runs to the back pocket, kick to Williams on the wing, off hands Robinson for Brisbane, great tackle from Norton, brings him to ground. Bailey Williams runs onto it for the Dogs, right on the boundary line, scrubs a kick 20 metres. Half-back Rich will claim it for Brisbane, kick over the top of his teammate in Robinson and onto the chest of Adams. He marks plays on, kicks real wide. Cameron in front, 45 out. On the boundary line, Easton Wood did well. Slapped it away from him. Footy heads to the boundary line. Robinson keeps it in.
Oh, very, very nervous. Went the soccer in the end. McInerney picked it up and he dropped the footy and he carries it over the boundary line. But Brisbane have got it locked at their end of the ground. 72 points each. 3:48 remaining.
Well, if it goes 3 minutes each way, the Crack's going to be on at 1-8.
Very extended.
Crack. Good blimey. Boundary throw in half forward here for the Lions. McInerney took it out of the ruck. Got a handball inside. Easton with the knockdown. McCarthy the danger. He leaves Williams for dead. Got the handball to Danaher. Spinning pirouette. Daniel got him. Got it to Zorko. Snap. Out of bounds on the full. It's out of bounds on the full. It's out of bounds on the full. He didn't get it. He didn't get it. He didn't get it, Baz.
No, he did not. Goodness gracious. Brisbane pressing so hard here. But still scores a level. Gardner out of the back pocket for the Dogs. Long drop punt to the outer side. And Rich pushed the pack forward. Has he claimed the mark? No, play on, said the umpire. Rich wrapped up in a tackle, stands in it, ball up.
Oh, they didn't pay that.
That gets paid 99 times out of 100 if it's just a slight touch in a marking contest.
Why are they waiting for the ruck?
I don't know. And he waited for the ruckman to run over and then balled it up. They never got there anyway. English picks it up on the bounce, slapped it to Liberatore, heads to the boundary line. He kept it into Bontempelli, no.
Throw in.
The boundary umpire said it went out. So a throw in on the wing outer side. Neutral territory BT, 72 apiece.
Yep, 3:14 remaining. Everyone's on their toes. Sort of next score wins. It's the old schoolyard footy. Next score wins because the play bell is going to sound. Not to the front.
Not if it's a behind.
Neil. Little opportunity here for McCluggage. Neil has another go. Libba careful not to take him forward. Got boot to ball and a free kick. In the back, he says.
Yep.
Gee, I reckon he turned him.
Libba didn't land on his back at all.
No, and Libba looks astounded. That was a beautiful tackle turning him to avoid that. Now,
Free kick down there.
a free kick downfield to Brisbane.
Wow.
10.
No, other way. Going to the Bulldogs.
Oh, there's total mass confusion.
What is it against?
This is not good. McCarthy gave away the free to Keith.
Keith gave an elbow back. A little bit of... That's a big penalty. That's just...
Gee, it's hardly 50. It's a short 50. They have halved the 50 because they've realised they're wrong.
No, it goes back to where the kick was.
Thank you, Duck. Libba goes down the line. High footy, 3-on-1. Bontempelli was the one. Come to the front. Zorko had his own ball smothered. Bailey Dale's there. He's got to knock it out. He'll be pinged. He's going to be pinged. Gone. No. He dragged it in. He must spit it out. 2:24 remaining. Scores level.
And the Bont's down behind players in the hands of two players, two trainers, Bontempelli. Ball thrown in the air. Liberatore, bottom of the pack. Slap to Joe Hannison. Got a kick out of the back, inside forward 50. Scores level. 2:15 left. Dogs have got it through Hannon. Hand pass Bailey Smith. Forward pocket. Has it. Bailey Smith has kicked a ripper. Deep forward pocket. Have a look at him. He is pumped right up. And the Dogs are out to a 6-point lead. 11-12, 78. Smith's got 3, 10-12, 72 the Lions. And the important part of this is there's 2 minutes and 3 seconds on the clock on the Beacon Trade scoreboard.
So what do you do now? You're a goal in front, 2 minutes left. What do the Dogs do?
Well, can't do anything at the moment.
Not from centre bounce. No. The Dogs will want to get control of the ball, and then they just want to take their time so they can set up behind the ball, still get territory, but set up. Brisbane have got to have their play-to-win method to try and win this game. But what about Bailey Smith's game? 27 disposals, 3 goals. That was an amazing goal. Didn't really like the carry on with the celebration, Ducky. Let everyone in the stands know that he had ice in his veins, but he went on with it for about 30 seconds longer than he needed to. Amazing goal. Now it's up to Brisbane. What is their set play to try and kick a goal in the last 2 minutes? It's something they should have practiced from the pre-season and throughout the year.
Bontempelli's off the ground and on the bench. He's no good to play on. So they'll play the last 2 minutes without him. They're a goal in front. We go back to the middle, so the Lions are down. Will it be bundled out of another prelim? Coleman off the back, Johannesson there as well. Zorko picked up Libba. He didn't make any contact with it. The umpire says play on. Bailey Smith, Coleman was there. Zorko got mounted like a doggy there. Dunkley was all over the top of him. And we'll have a ball up at the attacking end for the Dogs.
Oh, gee, there's the Bon on the bench. He's in pain. It's the right leg. He sits there as the ball's thrown in the centre of the ground, thrown up in the air. Bottom of the pack. McRae, right foot kick inside forward 50 for the Dogs. Can they ice it here? No. Gardner's got it behind the pack for Brisbane. Got players on the outside wing. Long drop punt. McCarthy was good. Got to the front, took the mark. Hand pass McCluggage. Here they go.
Goes inside 50. A lot of Dogs there. They spoil each other. Bailey Williams went up. Knocks it out to Bailey. Bailey got around one. Around two. 20 metres goal. Scores level. Scores level with a minute 15 remaining. Scores are level. Bailey kicks it. We've got a minute 14 on the clock. And we may have a drawn final here.
Well, this kid does have ice in his veins. We said it early in the game. He kicked the match winner duck early in the season, and this was just clutch. The two Bulldogs players, they spoiled each other, and then the composure to take on a couple of defenders, steady up and finish. And now we have a grandstand finish. Who can win the centre clearance? Because Brisbane have been dominant with Oscar McInerney all game, but it's the Western Bulldogs that have actually won the clearance battle and won the centre bounce clearance battle since quarter time.
What a classic finish.
Do they slide Bonampelli into the centre square? This will tell how injured he is.
He's still on the bench.
Still on the bench.
Still on the bench.
It's not a good sign, is it?
Well, he might be in trouble.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy, bounces good. Both ruckmen went without it. Free kick will go to English. For a shepherd in the centre of the ground. Big English has got it. So the Dogs it'll be to go forward. 1 minute left in the match. High kick inside. Big leap. Hannon in front of the pack. Didn't mark. He's Bailey Smith. Gardner got in the way. Van der Meer's got a chance. Little toe poke for a point. Van der Meer's kicked a point.
How is that not in the back?
He hasn't played it. Dogs up by a point, 50 seconds to go, BT.
Rich plays on from fullback, then down a point. 45 seconds left in the game. Off hands it comes. It's centre half forward. It's Cameron one-on-one with Duray. Cameron and Duray. Cameron's got him. No, Duray fights back. Boundary line is the winner. 35 seconds.
Well, big
Dogs by 1 point.
Big McInerney here has to hit this ball through the goal square. They at least need a point.
They've been surging it forward all day. They're going to surge it forward, and all their smalls are going to run onto it.
This is where the understanding. This is where you've got to know all that we need is a point. Don't go even for the goal here. Just surge it towards the goal square. Make them rush it.
Left forward pocket. The Brisbane Lions, big traffic round the footy. McInerney punches the front of the pack, no line there. Caleb Daniel rush kick, and he's got it onto the chest of Rourke Smith at half back. The clock ticks down to 21 seconds, and he just trots back with a footy. Bulldogs by a point. Rourke Smith kicks towards the wing. Lions are going to mark here. Up goes Adams, punches it back towards front and square. Grabbed by Zorko, rush kick in, and it's gone out in the full. It's gone out in the full. The Dogs are going to get home.
So 5 seconds left. It's 30 metres from the Lions' goal. They can't afford a mistake here, the Dogs.
All over, people.
5 seconds. Don't spoil the theatre, Duck. There's 1 point in it. They kick it down the line. The punch away, the siren sounds. And the Dogs are through. The Dogs are through to the prelim to face Port Adelaide. And for the second successive year, the Lions have been bundled out. And a huge win here for the Dogs. They win it by a point. Amazing stuff. I don't think they've got the Dogs song ready. I think they were thinking about theirs, or they've got it on low volume. Let's hear the song. Ah, yes, the Dogs have got home by 1 point. Chris Fagan looks shattered.
Shattered, yep.
As do the Lions players. What a game. Last quarter that netted them 4 goals to 2. The Dogs. And somehow they got home despite the Lions controlling large portions of this game. And they advanced to play Port Adelaide at the Adelaide Oval. next Saturday. Wow.
What a game, Joey. Duck, it was just go from the word go.
There it was. Dogs really hung in there. Brisbane, I had big periods of the game, Joey, where they dominated and you thought that they could put a gap on them. They did there for a little period, but they just hung in. More efficient, the Dogs, at times when they went forward, and then in the end it was a real arm wrestle. I thought, and you don't like to say, I thought the umpires had far too much influence over this game, and it'll be much talked about on the crack. I'm sure tonight.
Might be my first crack, in fact.
Yep.
Well, let's go down to Jack McRae, courtesy of the host broadcaster, Channel 7.
Bloody hard game to win, and I was just so impressed with the boys.
It just looked like you had belief. It looked like the Lions got on top a couple of times, but you just kept fighting, kept pushing back.
Yeah, we got a lot of self-belief, and it's all from the coaches and the players, and we all live that belief as well. So we've all played a bit of footy together now, so to keep driving no matter what the score is or what's happening, and just keep pushing.
The last 3 home and away games, your midfield got a bit of criticism, but the last 2 finals, you guys have been excellent.
Yeah, we went away from what was making us a great midfield, and that was just winning it and scrapping it, and we had a reset after the Port Adelaide game as a mid-group and just had a really honest chat about where we're at and what we need to work on, and the boys have responded as we knew we would.
Excellent, mate. You had 38 touches, but you had the ball on a string. Well played.
Thanks, Hodgie. Cheers.
Big numbers, Ash.
Yeah, speaking of that man there, Jack McRae, he was the number 1 ranked player. Baz with 38 disposals, but also throwing 11 clearances in a major. Daniel with 31, went by 82% by foot. Bont finished with 29. He's way Bailey Smith, 27.
So just on Bontempelli, we saw him just walking across the ground there. Now, Joey, there was 3 minutes to go. He couldn't take any further part. There was a crucial centre ball up as well, so that really tested whether he was injured or not. He didn't come back on.
No, he didn't. It looked like a knee in the back. He was in that contest where there were 3 Brisbane Lions players. It looked like it was a knee that hurt him. Maybe they just couldn't get the rotation, or they felt if he was too sore with that much time, he had to trust the other midfielders, trust his teammates, and they got it done. We might find out here, courtesy of Channel 7.
Let's have a listen. Marcus Bontempelli.
Initial tests and whatnot are pretty good. Just landed kind of awkwardly, and then a bit fell across the leg. So I was a bit ginger initially, so rather than limp around out there, probably the right thing was just an interchange.
Exactly right. There's a lot of supporters around us that was very worried about you.
Yeah.
But what a win. How proud of you are you guys? It looked like the Lions got on top of you a number of times, but you just kept fighting, and kept going at them.
Yeah, it's what we needed to do. It's what the game asked of us. We know what a quality outfit Brisbane are, and especially here when the crowd's as loud and I guess as pulsating as that. And at different points you probably thought we'll go an extra time, and obviously a couple of young boys stand up. Bailey Smith late, obviously Jack McRae, a couple of the big fellas just created a contest, just needed a score. So nice edge. I'm sure it was good viewing.
It looks like you guys have just got so much belief in each other. No matter what the score is, you're happy just to keep pushing.
That's finals, mate. You know, it's whoever can sort of go to the line the best. And obviously this was a perfect example of what a finals game's like. Whichever team can persevere, cop 1 or 2 punches and then fire 1 or 2 back. And you can't be more proud of a game like that away from home with the last sort of couple of days in a quarantine hotel. So, yeah, important win.
Right on, mate. Congratulations. Go and ice that knee up, and good luck next week.
Yeah, just looking at the replay of Bontempelli for you, it did look like, if anything, just a little medial tweak there, and so that'll largely depend on the severity of that. And he's moving all right at the moment, no problems at all. He's walking around quite freely, but never know with those. We'll wait and see on that. Big, huge win here for the Dogs. They're into another prelim fash. How many...
This will be their 8th prelim final in the club's history.
In the history, yep. So, amazing result for them. Port Adelaide, they have got at the Adelaide Oval next Saturday night, is it, Ash?
Yeah, next Saturday night, BT, and that starts at 7:40.
How was Bailey Smith in the absence of Cody Waitman after he went off the ground? Just that
what was his running ability. We spoke about it 3/4 time. He's one of the elite runners of the competition, Bailey Smith, and he utilised that in the 4th quarter, and he was able to get into space, get forward of the ball and hit the scoreboard. He had a huge bearing on this game.
Well, if you're a Dogs fan sitting home tonight, you would be absolutely jumping and exhausted, I reckon you'd be now, wouldn't you, Baz, if you're sitting at home in your dog house at home?
Oh, absolutely. And what a win for the Western Bulldogs. I mean, they found a bit of form in the second half against the Bombers last week, but not many knew how to judge it because it was wet and pouring rain in Lonnie, and they've come up here in beautiful conditions and got the job done over a top 4 side. We know how close they were, Joe, at the end of the year. There was nothing between the two clubs, that we just thought Brisbane perhaps with a bit more form in the latter half of that final 4 or 5 games, but the Dogs have been magnificent.
They have been, and there was nothing in that game. Could have gone either way. You know, a couple of free kick decisions, a couple of contests, but Brisbane were on top early. They had big control up. Now they're 18 points up late in that third quarter, but Western Bulldogs' ability to not give up and to continue to find a way was enormous. And in the end, their midfield running power, maybe the extra player on the bench, it was just a bit too much for Brisbane.
Triple M Amy review. Amy, who covers Clangers, Amy does. Lucky you're with Amy, and it was a classic from the word go. How many goals in that first quarter, Ashman? It was just a bit of a goal fist in the first term and then an arm wrestle after that.
Yeah, it certainly was. We had 8 majors in that first quarter, 5 to Brisbane, 3 to the Bulldogs. So from there on, 14 majors combined for the remaining 3 quarters.
Let's go down to the Dogs room and have a listen to the excitement here. Dogs fans, enjoy this moment. We'll leave the mics live.
Joey, you go and do the crack.
Just waiting on a couple of players to join them in the circle.
Oh, goodness, can they do it again, the Western Bulldogs? Come from outside the top 4 as they did in 2016, Duck, and it's all in front of them now.
Well, they can. They've only got to get over next week. Tough, I must admit. Port Adelaide, in the form they're in, going to be very difficult. Bontempelli will be the big story. And you know what? You can hear all of that very soon on the crack.
The great
Cody Waitman will be a big loss too, by the way. He's been, as you spoke about, Stu, he's been huge back end of the season.
That's an automatic exemption.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, let's catch our breath. We'll come back and wrap it up. It's been a win to the Western Bulldogs, 11-13-79, 11-12-78 with the Brisbane Lions. In a classic at the Gabba in a semi-final. The Lions are done and the Bulldogs go on. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade. Supporting Sparkies was 7:30am opening hours, trade prices, click and collect and free delivery from over 100 Beacon lighting stores.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks finals footy.
Built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a ring.
This Father's Day, Triple M's giving your dad exactly what he wants.
A brand new Bugatti Veyron and matching gold Rolex.
Okay, you might want to set your expectations a bit lower than that. Triple M's Top 50 Dad Rock Songs. All dad, all day. What'll be number 1? Well, if we told you, it'd kind of ruin the surprise. Jeez. Triple M's Top 50 Dad Rock Songs. Counting them down this Father's Day Sunday from midday.
Hello. Frank Walker from National Tiles. During the lockdown, all our Melbourne stores are open for both trade and contactless pickup 7 days a week. Yes, all National Tiles Melbourne stores are open for both trade and contactless pickup 7 days a week. As best we can, National Tiles is continuing to support Melbourne's trade and retail tile buyers during the lockdown. National Tiles, trade and contactless pickup at all our Melbourne stores 7 days a week.
Join Self-Wealth. From balanced ETFs to the power to trade on the ASX and US markets, we've got you covered on one intuitive platform. No percentage commission fees and the security of CHESS sponsorship. It's your access pass to safe and secure investing. Selfwealth.com.au.
IGA Liquor has put together some Dad's Day duos so he can enjoy a tasty meal with his favourite drop, like a juicy barbecue and Furphy Ale 24-pack, $47. What about a meaty lasagna paired with a bottle of Pepperjack 750ml varieties, $19? Or celebrate maturity with a mature cheese board and Grant's Scotch whiskey at just $38. Pop into your local IGA Liquor today, where the locals matter. Drink responsibly. responsibly. T's and C's apply. See our website for details. Offers end Tuesday, September 7.
G'day, Howie here. In the latest episode of the Howie Games podcast, I sit down one-on-one with Mad Jack Dorr, a man with a truly incredible story to tell. We all know Mad Jack from his high-flying heroics on the footy field. In this conversation, we explore a life that extends far beyond the game of AFL. From being forced to flee his homeland of Sudan to Madge's mental health battles, this is a story equal parts heartbreaking and uplifting. Mad Jack Dorr on the Howie Games. Download the Listener app now and listen for free.
Listener. There's a lot of talk out there about the COVID-19 vaccine. But when it comes to your health, the one talk you should have is with a doctor or pharmacist. They can answer any questions you have and give you the information you need. So get informed and get vaccinated. Go to coronavirus.vic.gov.au or call 1800 675 398. Authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne.
Australia's newest streaming service, Paramount Plus, is here.
Hello there.
This is unique stories, iconic stars, and a mountain of entertainment.
That's what living is!
This is Paramount Plus, and this is our radio ad.
Are you a qualified electrician or gas fitter looking for an opportunity to get your career cooking? Right now, the Oven Repairman is looking to add to its growing team of qualified technicians. Step out of the cold and work indoors. Enjoy work-life balance with no weekend work, your own vehicle, great pay, full training and a team to support you. Time to step into a new career and a new lifestyle. Google the Oven Repairman.
Who can get you cooking again? The Oven Repairman can.
The footy's on Triple M.
Triple M rocks finals footy.
The Triple M footy review. Amy. Who covers clangers? Amy does. Lucky you're with Amy.
The Bulldogs have won the semi-final against the Brisbane Lions at the Gabba, 11-13-79, 11-12-78 the Lions. It was a thriller, and the Bulldogs just over the line in the last minute of the game. The Monopoly game at Macca's is back. Game on. The best in the business, BT called the action tonight. The Duck, the best player of all time, Joey Montagna, and this man, Ashley Chua. Ash, some of the big numbers tonight, what do they stick out at you with the Bulldogs' 1 point win over the Lions?
Well, Brisbane are number one for scores from stoppages. However, since quarter time, the Bulldogs posted 5 goals for to the Lions and only 5 behinds. And we spoke about McRae, number one ranked player with 38 touches, 11 clearances and a goal. Bailey Smith, those 3 goals are PB for him, along with his 27. And just flicking over to Brisbane, 29 to Neil, 28 to McCluggage. And Charlie Cameron, even though he kicked 3 goals in that first quarter, from quarter time onwards, just the 8 possessions and just the one behind. And Joe Danaher.
Yeah, Danaher.
Very quiet, BT. 6 disposals and 1 goal for the game.
He's had a great year, though, hasn't he?
Yep. 46 majors for the year.
4 left, Duck. Preliminary finals next round. Who do you like?
I think that the two teams that have had the week off, I think Melbourne clearly go in as favourites. They go in, I think, the fittest out of arguably any of the teams. Port Adelaide are pretty fit as well going in. We know the Cats have got a couple of injuries in Stewart. He's a big one, but you look at Melbourne, they don't have a big injury, I don't think. Neither do Port Adelaide at the moment. If Fantasia was iffy, BT. So I think they go in...
Do you believe the gossip and the rumour surrounding Tom Stewart that they are giving him a chance?
I did hear the fact that you said there was a chance that he could play last night, and there was criticism. And
yeah, there was criticism of that comment. Doc Larkins
got on there.
I said, I'm only reporting what they said.
Exactly right, and they've come out and backed you up, BT. They said he is a chance. I'm not sure why they play those ducks and drakes with players. You know what? If you're trying to get fit, do it. Don't telegraph it. You don't need to actually tell us that. Puts a bit more pressure. I think it takes the focus off the rest of the team as well, and also could be slightly off-putting for guys that might be in his position.
It can deflect the pressure to a guy that they actually know isn't going to play, though.
Yeah, true.
And that way it's off the rest of the
team. No, but I think those two, to answer your question, Baz, the two teams that have had the week off clearly go in as favourites. And as I said, the big story here, Waitman, who has kicked the most goals in the last 7 or 8 weeks for this footy club, he won't play if that is concussion, obviously. And Bontempelli will be the big story as well. Just the fact that he didn't come back on
is a worry.
Is a worry because he had plenty of time after that goal to get on, and there was only a minute to go, BT, so it wasn't like he was going to be running out of...
And if it was a back,
you can play with a back for a minute, probably.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mitch Wallace, one of the emergencies tonight, but that'll play out during the week, no doubt. Ash, magnificent as always.
Thanks,
Duck,
Chris.
day off tomorrow, Duck, on the Sunday. Nice.
Yes, Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there.
Wow. I didn't know that.
One of the better days of my year, BT.
Wonderful. I was going home.
Father's Day tomorrow, so wake up. Hopefully you get breakfast in bed and
be nice.
No, unlikely.
Yeah. BT, a big few weeks coming up for you. You're going to carry us through the finals. We look forward to your work.
Yes,
over the next 3 weeks to finish the year off.
Talking Triple M football next few weeks.
Yeah, and good luck with your quarantining over in Perth when you travel over there, BT. So. Obviously, you're a part of the Channel 7 team. I know, you're like everyone else, but I know. Well, you're
the quarantine.
14 days.
We're very fortunate to be allowed in.
Yeah. Well,
very, very fortunate, and we don't take that for granted.
No, only a select few, and I just can't wait to hear the stories about you and JB living together.
No, we're not. We're
well, you pretty much are.
Well,
you're next door, aren't you?
Hotel next door to
it. Yeah. Well,
all right, we better wrap it up. I think we will wrap it up. Belinda Mallon did a terrific job tonight on the banjo line for Bob Jane Team Arts. We thank Rabs and Jace and Leroy back in the studio as well.
Let's cross to the crack. Yes. Let's go to the crack.
We'll head to the crack with Joey. It's a 1-point win to the Bulldogs over the Brisbane Lions in the semi-final. And for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Baz signing off on behalf of the crew. Triple M rocks footy.